Afternoon, Serentil. How you doing? Oh, things are going great. It's quite nice. I've kind of gotten a schedule of what we're gonna finish today. Abe, our lovely moderator, has played the game quite a bit more than I have. So, give me a guide on how far we should go, which might take 4-ish hours. Is their estimation? So I'm going like, yeah, it's gonna be like 6. Because I usually take forever to do things. I have to talk to everybody. Can't complain, that's good. It's nice to have, like, nice Sundays. Things are nice and chill. Katla's awake. You're the same way? Yeah. It's just the nice thing of being able to speak to everybody and they all have something to say. The fact that Square Enix actually changes, like, stuff that people say. Hey Abe. Oh, you're just on the tail end of Shadowbringers. Are you sure you wanna watch the stream then? Not that I'm gonna stop you, like, I love to have you here, but are you sure you wanna spoil the story because I'm in Endwalker? Just make sure you make the informed choice of, like, if you wanna deal with the spoilers or not. It's up to you. But yeah, Abe has made a good plan, I think. You're not spoiler adverse. You're not, Paul. I get really pissed off if somebody spoils something for me. I like being surprised. So if you don't mind the spoilers, then come join us. We are happy to have you. Always nice to have good company. At least Katla thinks so. By the way, if I look over this way, that's because Katla is this way for me, even though she's on the other side when it comes to the screens. I should maybe flip my camera when I'm in this view. Am I back on the old mic? No, I'm still on this one. I can't switch to the old mic though. I think I managed to fix it. Hold on. Fetching old mic. It is here. Shall we see if it sounds okay? Is this one here? I figured out what made the squeaking sound, I think. Okay, let's test it out. Is it doing the weird squeaky sound? And does this sound better or worse? I see it's doing at least more interference. Like it's picking up some audio, like extra. You don't hear any squeaking? That's good. Tad muffled, might need some tweaking. Yeah, it's a bit messy. But I did manage to make it work for my... Go back to the kitty. So this is the kitty headphones. So this one. So I think we'll go with that one for now. But yeah, the other one is... Yeah, I'm not streaming if there's not technical difficulties. That is the joy of it. I spent weeks trying to fix the good mic. Because I use this one here for voiceovers. Because this one here does not work well for voiceovers. And I'm telling you, this the video I am currently editing, I think I recorded the voiceover for it like 7 times until it finally worked, and I was getting so angry that I was just on the verge of going out and killing every sylph in the game. It's a video on like when we go deal with the sylphs. I really want to do videos on like a lot of main characters. Like the story of Minfilia and Thancred and and Isola and so on. But I know, like, even if I would do, for example, the story of Papalimo, I swear, even though that guy is gone, it's still, something is gonna come out in Endwalker about him if I make a video. Oh, that's good. Welcome to Melicity's stream, where Abe dies due to lack of healing, Kathy gets needy at the wrong moments, and Melicity's sound goes off when you don't want it. Yeah, the headphones are still, well, something in my computer is still cutting out the audio from time to time. So if I suddenly become like just quiet and maybe annoyed looking, that's because the audio glitched out. So many issues. But it would not be a stream without them. I am though hoping that... No, she's definitely awake. Oh, she's doing the little head thing. Like, this is the cutest thing my cat does. She hugs her head when she's, like, super comfy. It is so cute. I've had her for like 10 years or something, and I'm still amazed by how adorable she is. Oh. Do a video on Forciano. Yeah, I think it's Forciano. So you have to pronounce his name over and over and over again. Like, at some point I want to do a video on I can't say it. Horsefand? Our horsey friend. I want to do, like, he's not a horse, but our smiley knight. I want to do a video on him, but I'm gonna have to sit down and just have somebody drill into my head how to pronounce that name. All of the Ellison names are just so hard. And some of the sea wolf names also. I think my favorite names in this game are just it's not the sea wolves, it's the other ones, the other Ogadens, because I forget what they're called. I like those because their names are just like Angry Bear and shit. Orchiphon. Closest to the correct way with English sound. Orchiphon. Yeah, that sounds kinda nice. But yeah, Orchiphon, Forciano, Levier. Forciano, Levier. I'm learning. You're playing a sea wolf in Final Fantasy XIV D&D game. No one can pronounce his name either. The best thing about it is the sea wolf names are actually all really logical, because they all like directly translate to something. So as soon as I figured that out, I found it easier to pronounce them, because I could like jot them down in my head. So they then more closely resembled Icelandic, which was kind of nice, because a lot of our words are just words shoved together. which makes it very fun to like teach Icelandic, because as soon as kids who move to Iceland figure this out, that a lot of Icelandic words is just two separate small words mushed together to make a bigger word, and it's all very like logical in a way. They will start making words. If they don't know what something is called, they will just make words, and it is the best thing ever. Yeah, they're just adjective nouns mostly. Exactly, like the admiral. She is Bluefishven, which means like the daughter of Bluefish. That's also how Mandarin works, actually. A lot of compound words. Yeah, like compound words can be a lot of fun. I've had several foreign children in my classes, and the shit they say can be amazing. I don't remember anything right now. I need to write this shit down. Have like a list of just stupid shit students say at the worst opportune times. Because they say the darnest things. Oh, she's being so cute. I want to mess with her right now. But she's trying to sleep. Rose are German inspired, Ellison French inspired, Lala's Japanese inspired. Oh. Just give me a good Lalafell name and I'm good. Yeah, I know Viera are Icelandic inspired, even though the name, I don't know, the names don't sound that Icelandic, but the Hrothgar, all of their names like make sense to me because they're all Nordic inspired. So a lot of them are just names we have here, which is quite nice. At least I quite enjoy it. Sorry, I'm teasing her. Hey. Alright, we should get on with the story. Because this might be a longer stream. I, by the way, changed my hair back. I missed my chunky braids. But we still have Mittens with us though. We have only Graha and Krail here. Can you wear hats there? That's the real question. We can. We're not that keen on hats though when you think about it. Red pandas are adorable. I love it because, especially in this pose, because this is usually my idol animation pose. Like, it's kind of holding on to my head. I don't like that a lot of things sit on top of my head because I always feel like they're gonna fall off. But the panda is like, no, it's I'm holding on, so it makes sense. It is very adorable. Especially when I lean like this, then you can see the panda actually sitting in.
I didn't understand that.
And Bixby has joined the chat. I wish I could figure out how to turn her off in my phone. What are you even She's offering me different services I can use, including checking the weather. I have 2 AIs in my phone that like to speak to me. One is Google, that thankfully does not just randomly activate. And then I have Bixby, and Bixby just out of nowhere. Like now, though I did say her name, so she's gonna talk.
I didn't understand that.
But she never understands anything. If I target the panda, do I try to look up at it? Yes. It is very cute. Though I kind of more look up at the ceiling than actually at the panda. Okay, what did you say? I hope you didn't mind us barging into your room for a late night feast. Oh yeah, last time we ended on like a feast. That was so nice. It was like the nicest cinematic we had for a long time. Actually, they've done a really good job in Endwalker and Shadowbringers with making things more animated. I feel they're using the animations of the characters way more, making it less stiff and more natural. It is so nice. For what it's worth, it did me a world of good to put our troubles to one side, if only for a moment. Sound the bell. School's in. Oh, we're going to school. Oh, and I get a weapon. Kyle and Gratia were having a pleasant conversation until you barged in. I did not barge in, I just showed up. Oh, there you are. Feeling refreshed, I hope? I was about to make my way to the studio, as it happens. I wanted to try to speak with Scholar... These names. Monteshane? Monteshane, we'll go with that. And thank him for coming to our rescue in the rostra. As it turns out, he had come here to see us following the hearing, only to find that we already departed to Thavnir. Knowing him, he was probably hoping to chew the cud with his former students. Since we're still waiting for Istola and the others, I thought now is the perfect time to pay a visit. Care to join me? Yeah. Then it is settled. The twins will be coming too, assuming Alfino can tear himself away from his new toys. I'll let you rally the troops while I go on ahead to Phenomenon. Considering my recent impropriety, perhaps I should avoid showing my face around the studium for a time. That might be for the best. If the others should return, tell them we will not be long. So I have to find the twins. Twinsies! Oh, Alfie's practicing. Alfie, I love your weapons. They look so nice. If Father can master these fiendish contraptions, then so can I. I do love his outfit. Of all the outfits Alfie has actually gotten, I think this one is the best one. Hers is also nice, though I preferred her Shadowbringer outfit. It's still super nice. Heading out for a stroll? We are going to the studio. You want to come too? The scholars themselves was here. In that case, what are we waiting for? I too am eager to see him, though I somewhat dread the thought of visiting the studio. I dare say our notoriety precedes us. Alfino of all people worrying over his reputation, and at our alma mater no less. Will wonders never cease? You'll understand soon enough. Off we go. The main thing I kind of dislike about her outfit is that she's wearing heels. Though I'm glad they're at least thick heels, but still. Because she's so much on the move, I think it would have been nicer to give her flat shoes. Though, I mean, the heels look amazing. And I guess I shouldn't focus too much on practicality, considering not this, sorry. Considering this is my current tanking gear, which is not really tank appropriate. Anyway, back to this. It feels like only yesterday that I first walked through these doors. See that sculpted picture above the entrance? That's the mark of Thaliak, the scholar, bearer of water of knowledge. It's no exaggeration to say that Sjarlin itself is one enormous shrine to him, and that's especially noticeable here in the studium. Oh yeah, the studium is the one who had the penis fountain, isn't it? That's like a very unfortunate design. Here it is, the phenomenon. While I expect you made note of it before, one can hardly miss it. This is the first time you've been here on official business, correct? Yeah, though I have come here once before to explore. Though I don't remember if it was on stream. I don't think so. While most of the space is taken up by the expensive auditorium, it also houses numerous laboratories, testing grounds for experimental magic, and a host of administrative offices, and so forth. As the center of what would later become the studium, it was established to promote the study of ethereological phenomenon, hence the name. Though with ether being a fundamental aspect of nature, its scope expanded to include every conceivable facet of life, and even the universe itself. And then, in the 432nd year of 6th Astral Era, phenomenon was decreased completely and the studium officially opened as a place of learning. With a long and storied history, it's without question the world's leading authority in etherology, the arcane, the occult, astronomy, and countless other fields, standing proud as Charlene's foremost educational institute. I have a feeling this is like a motto. You always did enjoy giving the grand tour to new students. Indeed. I've long since lost track of how many times he has recited the same foppish speech. Such is his undying love for his old stomping grounds. He was in top form back then, youngest to enter the studium, graduated with highest honor in magical arts and etherology, undisputed champion of the debating chamber. Hold on, you both joined the studium at the same age, yes? And from where I stand, you were quite prodigious scholar. Nice of you to say, but Alfino actually entered half a year before me. Nor did I do well enough to graduate with honors. And I'm certainly not the studium's most notorious master debater. That is really bad phrase there. You know, maybe he was both best in both. You never know. In all respects, have I ever been in his shadows? If nothing else, I just remember that this was where the legend of Alfino Levier began. We should expect everyone to be fully aware of our recent escapades. Hopefully, we'll be somewhat more welcome here than we were at the last stand. I know better than anyone the adoration the student body has for Alfino, and with a bit of luck, it might work to our advantage. We can always hope. Well, there's no time like the present. First thing first, let's look for Scholar Montaigne. All the faculty tend to frequent their offices, but unfortunately for us, he is fond of wandering wheresoever his whims take him. Let's split up and ask the students if they've seen him. Oh, he's one of those teachers. I am one of those teachers that if I am in-house, I am probably in my classroom. I don't drink coffee, so I just prefer to stay there and get things ready. Oh, we have our first encounter with Abe. Oh, Abe is a student. Looking very fine. So you're going black and red. So are you a are you a Gryffindor? Ooh. Oh, that's fancy. That's a very fancy book. Nice. Oh, excitable student. That was Alfino Levier, wasn't it? The Alfino Levier. Oh dear God. Yeah, I know it's old glam. I own the same robe. I used it as a Halloween costume last year. I went, not Halloween costume, as we had a glamour contest in my old FC, and I went as Draco Malfoy. Well, Draco Smallfoy was the name. And he's with his sister, and Master Baldastian's granddaughter. This can only mean one thing. An event of epoch-shattering proportion is fast approaching. Spread the word. Oh, sorry. You said you were looking for the scholars, yes? Knowing him, he could be anywhere. But Miss Alifo should have better idea. Miss Alifo. Wait, I know that name. Let's say hi to Alfie. I assure you, I'll tell you all about it after my business with the scholar has concluded. The scholar? Tell me, my good fellow, does this have something to do with saving the world from catastrophe? Might we turn our attention to Master Levier's graduation thesis? I too have doubt regarding our policy of non-intervention. Is it true that your experience overseas are the reasons you have incurred the ire of the forum? Oh, what I would give to see you butt heads with those old codgers. Oh dear. Things were bad enough during our school days, and Alfino's time abroad has only heightened his fame. Or should that be infamy? He has his rival and detractors, of course, though most of them gave that up after his adoring fans set upon them like ravenous dogs. Alphino, on the other hand, never paid them much notice. They were simply beneath him. Well, if we go, we're supposed to go here to the side. I do love this room. Aleppo. Isn't this one? Yeah, Chloe Aleppo. Interesting. Also, what is this pose I'm doing? There we go. Interesting. Why do you share a name with the Aleppo sisters from Idleshire? Some family relations, I expect. Are you lost? Wandering off the street, perhaps? Wait, don't tell me. You're a trainee gleaner, fresh off the guild ship. I'm right, aren't I? No. Oh, how silly of me. An orientation is in order. Allow me to bid you a warm welcome to Searcher's Meet. Let me start with a question. What is the most important thing you'll find in the studio? That's right. Books. And what the second most important? Why, that's simple. Everything else. That's what we deal in here at Searcher's Meet. Whenever the students or tutor find themselves in need of equipment or material, they come to us. If we don't have it in our stores, we send the gleaners off to find it. Honestly, you wouldn't believe some of the requests we get. Eye of Pasai, this tongue of giant or that, is enough to make your hair stand on end, which is possibly what some of our students are trying to accomplish, this being a school of magic and all. As our newest gleaner, you'll have your work cut out for you, but I think you'll find it quite rewarding. Well, I've tracked down many miscellaneous knickknacks in my time, but I'm not a gleaner. So, what you're telling me is you're not a gleaner? Yes, that's exactly what you said, isn't it? And you're looking for a scholar. I'm afraid we don't have any of those in stock, but I can... Oh, you mean him? He was here, but now he's not. I did speak with him shortly before you arrived, though. He said he was on his way to Maker's Meet. Go back the way you came in, and you'll see it on the opposite side of the entrance. It's a laboratory of sorts, home to many rare and expensive curios. Not to mention alarming frequent accidents. If you lose your way, just follow the blood-curdling screams. What? In the time it takes me to tell you all of this, the scholar has probably already left. Best of luck finding him. I have a feeling you'll need it. Blood-curdling screams. Okay. That sounds alarming. Very concerning indeed. So... he's not in the crafting area. Level-headed student. Yes, the scholar was here a short while ago. He offered me advice on my current research project. Though we spoke at length, I don't recall him mentioning where he was planning to go next. When we parted ways, he went down the corridor, perhaps to one of the auditoriums. Down to the auditoriums? So, this way... I wonder if we're gonna have to answer questions. Ah, there he is. It always amuses me that every lecture hall I've ever gone to has these kind of steps. Except there's not this massive amount of space between the tables. It's usually quite tight. I was always super scared of falling down because I'm really, really bad at just not falling over my own feet. Hello, sir. We would like to put a GPS tracker on you.
I remember you.
You are voice acted. Checking the audio levels.
I pray we have not caught you at an inopportune moment. We wanted to offer our thanks for your kind words in the forum.
Let me know if the audio is too high.
Let that Inquisition go unchallenged. I've always believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
Had the vote not gone our way, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galuf and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you. I still can't believe how much you've grown. If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the forum. Why, it fair brought a tear to my own eye. You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Matoya's prize student.
Oh, it's nothing.
Luckily, I know a thing or two about managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, don't hesitate to ask.
I like him.
If I may, there is a rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty that the Forum must fulfill?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Like all humble servants of the Forum, I am sworn to secrecy. Or rather, I couldn't tell you if I tried.
Oh.
Our
Spell?
duty is of the gravest importance. Furthermore, if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic. As such, those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment. Matters without the express permission of...
How is that even possible?
It's been some time since I last gave a lecture. Please, take a seat.
But nice. You actually get to go to school. Oh, that's cool. I wish I could do that.
We shall begin by reviewing the fundamentals of etherology.
Mm-hmm.
The ether, which imbues us with life, can be categorized into three forms. Two are of the incorporeal sort, the soul and the memory. Can anyone tell me the third?
Feelings? Oh. Magic?
Not entirely inaccurate, but nor is it the answer I was looking for. That would be corporeal ether. Is most familiar. Consumed by even the simplest of daily activities and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux. In contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change. The same can be said for memory, as the two are intrinsically linked. Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it.
Welcome to the...
Now, what would happen if that paper was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
I can't read the last word. Ritalin? No.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories, and any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well. In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago. And what might that have been?
The Warriors of Light? Because everyone forgot them?
The seventh umbral calamity. The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and raining hellfire down upon the realm. But no one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Indeed. To this was an unintended consequence or a deliberate. The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle. And yes, it is a contravention of the Sharlayan prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation.
Must be a really big deal then.
Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace?
I should hope not. But can this enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be reversed. Then, and only then, would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty.
That is gonna be a hard thing to convince them of.
Wait until we return to the ethereal sea. For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean. And our memories drift apart and dissolve, rather defeating the purpose, I suppose.
I wish I had magic to teach my students.
Some believe.
What happens after that?
We are reduced to pure ether, coalesce with that of others, and create souls anew. Alternative schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world, reborn into another form. Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each equally probable. Well, I think that's enough education for today, now that I've given you some food for thought. Or rather, an entire banquet.
I wonder if our memories could be restored. Oh, that's cute. That was like a neat little extra animation.
That although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you. I'll arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon. Of course, as associate to our alumni and the students of Baldessian, this privilege is extended to you as well, my friend.
Thank you.
Oh, and I suggest you speak with Ki Aliapo. She's well known among the artisans of Sharlayan, and her network of contacts may prove useful in your search for knowledge. I wish you all the best in your pursuits, wheresoever they may take you.
Like that laughter sounded kinda funky. Got a new weapon though. Open my artisan to diffuse. Okay, so this is like a lot of extra quests here. Step 1. 525. Okay. Hopefully it's nicer in appearance than what I got now. You pretty? Yeah. It works. Some of my earliest memories are of Scholar Montaigne, actually. He was a close friend of our grandfather. He would come for tea and amaze us with his tricks, much like his demonstration with the paper and the ink. He's a huge part of why I wanted to enter the studio in the first place. While Scholar Montaigne is the best known for his role as the head of the studio, he's said to be one of the finest mages Sharlayan has ever produced. Having seen for myself the ease in which he weaves extraordinarily complex and powerful magic, I have no reason to doubt the claim. Oh, and new outfits too. A pewter-lined container, a piece of attire to protect the torso from slings and arrows of outrageous bastards. I never read the description before, but that's a good one. Now I have access to the crafting and gathering quests chains. That's lovely. Kyle is still digesting a rather hefty portion of food for thought. Well, that's given me much to mull over. Feel as though we are one step closer to understand the form's true motive, and the mysteries of life itself for good measure. It's funny, I came here with the intent of expressing my gratitude, only to leave more indebted than before. I have a feeling his friendship and support will be a great boon to us in days to come. Sorry. And on the note, let's head back to the annex. Perhaps on the way we could better acquaint ourselves with Ki Alipo, as the scholar suggested, while I share a finding with Raha. I don't wanna get into a lot of crafting right now. I'm gonna leave that whole thing for a later time. Also, I don't have any crafting or gathering job in Endwalker yet. Getting close to it though. I think my highest is the Fisher. Let's see. Fisher is 80. Fisher is 85, which is actually in Endwalker. Where am I going? This way. By the way, the audio is cutting out again. I don't know if it's my PC or if it's the headphones or what is causing this. But I noticed it actually made the game lag earlier. Most of the stories are actually pretty funny, so they're worth doing if or when you get the time. Oh, I will do them. I've generally enjoyed like leveling all the jobs. I plan to do everything on this character I hate having quests just anywhere on my map, so I just want to do all of them. Okay. Stinian is here. Having spent most of the time in Thavnir, I've yet to fully grasp the lay of the land here in Sierra Leone. Even finding my way to the annex proved a challenge. Stinian returned not long after we departed for the studium. A shame that he missed the chance to attend our lecture with a scholar. Or perhaps not. Yeah, I don't think Estinian is a lecture kind of person. You better not let your guard down. Around Key, one small favor becomes another, then another, and before you know it, you'll be running to the other side of the world in search of a bottle of wine or some other rubbish. I have done that before. Then again, it might make for a welcome change of pace from our usual heroics. And as the scholar said, it could also lead to interesting discoveries. It seems I've done an adequate job at relaying Scholar Monteshane's lecture to Raha, given his experience in the field of soul and memories. He had no trouble understanding it. Yeah, it would have been nice if we had him with us. I'm gonna take a break for like 2 minutes. I will be right back. And I'm back. It's nice that I can just leave you with Katla. It's very sweet. Welcome back. From what I hear, your trip to the studio proved most educational. While you were away, I received word from our fellow Scions. As expected, news of the warding scales was met with much joy. Preparations are now underway to bring the leadership of the Grand Company of Eorsia and the Eastern Alliance together to determine a way forward. Our friends have asked that we bring the scales in our possession to Limsoluminsa. So the time has come for us to go on the offensive. It's too early to say for certain, but that does seem to be the way of the wind, way the winds are blowing. Nice. There we go. I, for one, can think of no reason to oppose such a plan, but let us see what awaits us in Wilbrant. Yeah. Let's start by getting the scales out of storage. Give me a hand, would you, Estinian? Come on, Estinian. You are very good for carrying heavy boxes. Phew, I didn't realize these crates were so heavy. I shouldn't complain, though. Vitra and the alchemists of great work put their heart and soul into each and every one of these scales, so you must treat them with utmost care. Are you not coming with us? As much as I would like to escape the Forum's watchful gaze, I have little choice but to stay behind. We're already on thin ice, and if I, in my capacity as our official representative, were found to be consorting with foreign power, well, you can imagine how that would go. I shall remain here, and do my utmost to avoid ruffling any more feathers as I await word from Master Matoya and our other allies. With luck, we'll soon have good news of our own to share. The tide is about to turn. I can feel it. Tu limsa lomensa. This is gonna be good. We are going on the offensive. We're gonna just start fixing shit. It's gonna be lovely. If you learn aught of interest, be sure to let me know. In the meantime, I will do what I can to aid our cause, though I fear that will be precious little given the circumstance. Oh, that's all right. Limsa lomensa we go. I'm really hoping this is gonna work. I mean, we have seen the scales work, so that should be okay. It's gonna be fine. We just go talk to the Admiral and make a plan, and it's gonna be fine. I was told to. As you may or may not be aware, the Admiral is at present entertaining the Elder Seer and the Sultana, 3 of the most powerful women in the world in one room. Do you need a moment to prepare, or shall I show you to them? I would like to just... It looks like the audio cuts out for you guys as well when my headphones cut out. That is odd. My apologies for calling you away from Charlene at such a short notice. On the contrary, we are honored and grateful. Oops. It was only right that this discussion be conducted in person. We are looking in a war of attrition. We are locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it's only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action. We have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It is reassuring to learn that we're all in accord. But might I ask what your plan entails? It hinges entirely on the warding scales and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During your time in Charlene, the Allied nation have been engaged on separate fronts, with no end in sight. To make matters worse, a surge in abduction of kobolds, Yahagin, Ixal, and Ananta have given rise to increasing number of primals as well. But your triumph in Rasatan has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace, and it is you, the Scions of the Seven Dawn, who've shown us the way. While the bulk of our forces will continue to hold the Telforoi at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy heart, Garlemald. These brave few will be the ill-sparred contingent. To think such progress has been made in such a short span. Its objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempered, robbed of their free will, They serve the Telfroy every whim without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for strategic or political gain, but because it's the right thing to do. I do not ask that we set aside the decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I ask only that in choosing to remember, we do not also forsake our compassion and morality, for without that, there can be no reconciliation, only death without end. Aye, on that we can all agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Thancred and Urianger observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there's a reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor to what's yet to come. Until the Tower of Soth was toppled, we failed to make any headway, though the same could be said of the Tolforoy. They're certainly in no rush to press further into our land. I would wager the Spire's prime purpose is to divide and keep us occupied, while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be substantiated by Istola's analysis of the tower's influence and ethereal currents. Based on her observation inside the Tower of Sod, the Spire siphon ether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth far more than is required for this task alone. The excess of ether remain unaccounted for, but we can be sure is not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if it was being redirected to the largest spire in the capital. There's a logic in that, regardless, once we have uncovered the truth. We'll bring their schemes crashing down along with their infernal towers. That's all well and good. But what would you have us do? I assume it's more than handing over the scales and being on our way. I'm guessing we're going to Garlemald. We want you and your scales to join the Ilspart contingent. Consider it an official request from both the Grand Company of Eorsia and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Yes, I want to go to Garlemald. Perhaps you should be the one to answer that. I don't like any of these options. I guess for the people of Garlemald, because they're innocent in this. Couldn't have put it better myself. Yestola, Thancred and Urianger have already pledged their support and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive you would come to the same decision as they did. Luckily, for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you've delivered the working scales to Alamico, the contingent will embark on its journey to Ilspart. Rauban and Lord Emmerich are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourself known upon arrival. Pack warm clothes, furs and the like. Without it, the cold will do you in before the Telfroy so much as draw steel. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while you're gone. They're not the only ones who can create a diversion. Now, go safe in the knowledge Eorsia will be as you left it, or better, upon your return. Lovely. So, Garlemald is a cold place. I think I have some warmer outfits here somewhere. I have this one, which is definitely a very warm one. It's very, very cold. I also have this one. There's the question, do we go kind of... Well, how does this look with my panda on top? It does work with the panda. How does this look with my panda on top? That works a little bit less with my panda. We have used the other one earlier in our journey, so let's go. Let's go with this. There. I'm prepared for all types of weather. This is kind of cute. It's not as cute as number 7, but panda kind of vanishes. So this is always bloody adorable. 15. Am I going this way? Probably a little bit overdressed for this area though, but we're just prepared. Prepared for being cold. If Emmerich asks after me, say I'm getting on fine and leave it at that. Don't you dare breathe a word about the court. Oh, now somebody has explained to you the price. Ah, fancy meeting you here. I trust our mutual friend is settling into life as a scion. Collaboration never was his forte. The moment the fight ended, off he would go, like a gill cat swept up in a strong breeze. But rest assured, he will always be there when you need him. Probably. He's a good one. Except with money. I must quiz Thenkred and Urianger on the condition we can expect in Garlemald. I know it's cold, but how cold? Will I need to keep my ears covered? They can be a bit sensitive at times. I'll admit, this is all rather daunting, though not quite in the way I was expecting. We'll be standing shoulder to shoulder with our alliance finest, the best of the best, the warrior of light, and, well, me. It's silly, I know. Perhaps this is my way of distracting myself from the part I should be worried about, marching into Garlemald. You know, I'm quite looking forward to seeing who's been selected for the Ilspart contingent. I have a few people in mind. Care to make a friendly wager? Right, let's see. Ah, the Wanderer's return. You've been busy bringing down a tower and producing the keys to destroying the rest of them. You should be proud. Those warding scales of yours are what made this whole venture possible. Will you and Lord Emmerich be leading the contingent? Regrettably, no. Our role is to organize the various delegation into a cohesive unit. Once we've seen you all off, is back to our respective posts. We dare not neglect our duties for too long, lest our defensive effort fall into disarray. And just between us, there are a fair amount of opposition to the formation of the Ilspart contingent. The very suggestion that we send out some of our finest troops behind enemy lines to render aid unto the Garleans has made me rather unpopular in certain quarters. Can't please them all. Sadly not, though I do my best. Truth be told, I'd much rather be at your side charging into the fray. Alas, I've battle of my own to fight, where the word may serve better than any blade. I hate to say it, but Lord Emmerich's struggle mirrors my own. For the time being, the best we can offer you is peace of mind from knowing Eorzea is in safe hands. As you fight the good fight in Ilspart, I and the others commanders will do what we can to convince the naysayers that our cause is just. Thank you, both of you. We meet again. Hey! How are you two doing? Much has occurred since we parted ways in Verlit. From what I gather, the protective talisman you obtained lead to the formation of this expeditionary force. My contribution on this occasion is but minor one, that being the information I have shared with Maxima. For the sake of the people of Garlemald, may the fates be on your side. You're not coming? So you're not coming with us? Strange. I thought you would have a stake in this. I do, the Telfroi have laid waste to my homeland and enslaved my people. But though every mode of my being cries for vengeance, I cannot be the one to deliver it. My presence alone would place the entire mission in jeopardy. I stand accused of murdering Emperor Varys and plunging Garlemald into chaos. Yeah, you should probably stay here. Were I to travel with the ill-sparred contingent, it would give my countrymen ample cause to question our motives. Conversely, those who believed me innocent may instead celebrate the return of former legatus and attempt to raise me as a position of leadership, further destabilizing the region and complicating the contingent mission. Whether I am branded a villain or hailed as a hero, I would only hinder your efforts. I understand. I understand. Verlet is in your hands. He's just gonna have to look out for other places then. Keep it safe. And I will defend it to my dying breath after the sacrifice my sons and daughters made. I can do no less. I and the government of Verlet intend to offer refuge to those fleeing Garlemald. Should the time come, we will be ready. In light of Gaia's rather unique circumstance, I instead will assume the role of your guide. I like Maxima. I like that he's coming. Though I may have defected for political reasons, my love for Garlemald endures. I will stop at nothing to protect her and her people. Well said. Might I ask you to escort our friends inside? You might even bump into an old acquaintance or two. And if I don't see you again ere you depart, may the Fury guide you and protect you. All of you. Okay, we are getting potentially a new chess piece. What is my chess piece? It's 530. This is 5. This is 525. So we're gonna store this for other jobs. Regardless of how my countrymen receive you, the cold will not treat you kindly. Underestimate it at your peril. Starting to worry if I should be wearing the other outfit just to look even more bundled up. Like, is this colder than Coerthas? I suppose it's easy for some people to forget there are civilians in Garlemald, when the only Imperial they've ever known are soldiers. With the knowledge that all our allies will hold the line in our absence, we may devote our attention to the ill-sparred front. So that's Gaius Belsar? The horror he must have seen. Many of his own making, I do not doubt. Yeah. Like Gaius, I too stand accused of Varys' murder, though I'm rather less recognizable on sight. Still, it's something to bear in mind once we reach Garlemald. Do you want to stay behind too? I neglected to mention earlier that we received a report from our troops that may be of interest to you. While engaged with the Luna Primal, a great worm swooped down from the skies above and came to the aid. This worm, as described, was the spitting image of Tiamat. It would seem she too continues to wage war against the Telfroi. Oh, I'm so glad she's like getting her proper vengeance and shit. Once we've seen the contingent on its way, I will return to my duties here in Alamigo. Don't worry too much about your outfit. I constantly worry about my outfits. As many of our most capable will be traveling with you to Garlemald, we who remain will have to fight that much harder to make up the difference. Let no man say I did not welcome the challenge. Aye, this old bull isn't ready to hang up his horns yet. Oh. Maxima would have you meet your new traveling companions. The other members of the Ilsberg contingent are gathered by the royal palace. I shall inform them of your arrival, so please make your way inside as soon as you're ready. Ah, yeah. Let's do this. I want to see who's going with us. Probably the red-headed girl. The one who used to work for Garlemald and doesn't. She has the echo. He may be coming. Like that is the one I would guess.
By the 12th.
Oh. Oh.
Glad you could join us. I hope you don't mind, but we went ahead and started without you.
These are from so many of like the job
Our traveling
quests.
companions were eager to become acquainted. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals assembled for a single purpose.
I know most of them.
We fight not only for the sake of Eorzea, but for the entire world, including the people of Garlemald. Much rides on the efforts of the Ilzabard contingent.
Indeed, which is why I am glad to find myself in the company of many trusted comrades,
Yeah.
yourselves included.
I want to go talk to everybody.
I have come at the behest of Lord Emmerich, who has honored me with the role of Ishgard's representative. And for the good of all nations, not least my former homeland, I am determined to see this mission through to its end. We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
Oh, this is so exciting.
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more. I have faith that if there is a way to resolve this conflict, we will find it.
Allow me to introduce you to the rest of our company. Everyone! If I may have your attention.
This is so cool.
Might I ask you to speak first?
That's the white maze quest line.
If I must, I am Arun Senna, spokesman for the Gridanian delegation, here on behalf of my esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer. We shall provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garlemald.
Can't believe he left the forest.
To that end, I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild, with the Order of the Twin Adder's Finest
And
serving
Bard.
as our escort.
The elf beside him is from the Bard
With
quest.
an experienced white mage such as yourself accompanying us as well, those requiring more involved treatment will be in safe hands. Raya O sends her regards, by the way.
Thank you. Your voice is so different from what I thought it sounded like.
I'd better say my piece.
Hey, Stickard.
Wait, I know you.
The name's Sickard, in case you've forgotten. Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten. Any road, the Admiral asked Captain Hilfear to send his best, and for whatever reason, he picked me. Of course, if I'd refused, I'd be the laughing stock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's taken enough of a keyhauling as it is. But more importantly, like any pirate worth his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship. So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garlemald, not for plunder and glory, but a promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do. Since we all know how much the Empire loves its steel, we thought we'd bring along a few smiths to make the most of it. Give them a pile of scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy.
Yeah, I can see Smiths in the background.
We got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, but we're more than capable of cracking skulls, believe you me.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. But then again, so are we. The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest.
Thaumaturges and
If Garlemald
pugilists.
has truly fallen, then the whole place is likely to be crawling with Telophoroi. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow. That's where we come in. Naturally, Marshal Terrapin and I will be leading from the front.
Hey, Pippin. This is so cool. Like, everybody is here. This is so satisfying.
It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield.
It's even kind of nice to take
From
Lilise
what
with
I've
us.
heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya, the avatar of destruction.
Oh, I love that
With comrades
Gurianji
like
has
this,
like
I
a
know we'll
emote,
succeed, no
all the
matter what
cards.
awaits us. And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
Please let me walk around the
As
room.
for
I want to look at
Ishgard,
people.
you Temple Knights have come in force to uphold our nation's commitment to the peace and welfare of our allies. The bitter cold of Garlemald is a formidable enemy in of itself. Our experience fighting in ice and snow will prove invaluable in the days ahead.
How fucking
Accordingly,
cold
I
is
have
it
been
there?
designated commander of the Ilzabard contingent. I will do all in my power to provide you with the leadership and guidance you require.
Like, it sounds like we're going to the South Pole.
The four high houses, House Hylinart foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our mission. Their knowledge of Imperial Magitech is sure to be a great boon. They will address any problems of a technical nature, together with the smiths of Limpsa Lomitsa.
We also have the Dragoon there.
There is another awaiting introduction.
Lord of Monolane.
Ah, yes. Emanolaine de Forton, at your service. Though, lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior while you were away. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself.
Please tell me you didn't bring the kid with you.
But should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing, I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light.
Oh, Emmanuel. This is why nobody can take you anywhere. Well, may your graceful prancing lead the way to victory.
Huzzah! I cannot wait to regale Honohua with my tales of derring-do.
I cannot pronounce that, but I am glad he left the
I
kid
believe
behind.
That concludes introductions for the Grand Company of Eorzea.
Oh, and then the East, right?
Our allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
Oh, okay.
Would that be the shinobi of Doma?
Probably.
Actually, they've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various Eastern nations. According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
Huh.
Out of my way, you preening fool!
Pirates. Even better! The aura! Oh, the little sun!
Coming late. We are the delegates of the Eastern Alliance.
Cyrena, and you've brought company.
He brought the little
For
son.
battle and blood we come, as the steppe is sorely lacking in both.
Sadu also
Powers
is.
befoul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma. only to find them beyond our reach. But now our thirst for slaughter will be slaked. No quarter to the enemy!
Sadu Hatun, no. We go to make peace with the Iron Men, not war.
Warriors of the Steppe, we've heard many tales of your bravery. We welcome you as allies. And these other ones you have brought are...
Members of the Dalmascan resistance group, Lente's Tears.
And the Bosnian resistance. Between them, they have a wealth of experience in espionage, and are particularly adept at infiltrating Imperial facilities. Which is fortuitous, since Garlemald's domain is so vast that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by myself.
Dalmasca, Bosnia, Alamigo. All lands which have suffered the tyranny of the Empire. I would never presume to question your motives. Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi, the common folk of Garlemald. And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
You're more right than you know. For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused.
But they refused and come and actually do harm.
Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them? The Empire's always been the enemy. But after seeing what we've seen, fighting and working against and with Garleans, there's no denying the simple truth. They're just people. No different from you or I. They've got their share of liars and murderers, but so do we. So do we all. Fordola, who once swore herself to Garlemald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again. Every Eorzean here knows Cid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological wonders. Gaius bloody Baelsar himself is working to help rebuild Wurlid, a nation he once conquered. So you can believe me when I say that every fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good. It won't be easy, but we're all determined to make this world a better place.
What lingering concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy. To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabard, we must cross the central mountain range. Fortunately, Garlond Ironworks can provide aerial transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey. However, attempting to fly any closer to Garlemald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi. As they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garlemald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems, further discouraging an airborne approach.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glacies. From there, we must travel the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities. The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also allow others to easily spot us, so it is imperative that we only make camp in positions where we can easily defend ourselves. And the airships, which must be kept safe at all costs.
Okay, this is something really risky.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect. But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed. Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
They really went all out for this stuff. Okay, I get to... Oh my god, there's so many people. Let's start here in the back. Hey, Serena. I'm glad to see you well, Melicity. Grandmother was worried for you. The night I agreed to come hither and join the contingent, the gods sent a strange stream. 2 suns, one burning red, the other frozen black. Closing their circle, closer and closer, and as they danced, the world fell to ruin. In blinding chaos, she spied blackened silhouettes and knew at once that one was yours. Yet we know not how to interpret this dream. There was a sign that great danger awaits, but whatever lies ahead, I will walk with you, traveler. This is the first time I see this many, like Hrothgar and Viera on the source. Sadu, hello! I care not for the Iron Men or their troubles. It is the destiny of the weak to die in ignominy. Even so, I will do as I have agreed. I volunteer to join the band at Serena's request, and if she thinks it's worthy cause, that is the reason enough. Though we hail from different tribes, our bond has grown stronger of late. She is much better company on a hunt than any of the steppes Oath's men could dream to be. Oh. With them all, champions of the Nadam and the Dothral having sent so many here, I had thought to defend the steppe in their absence, and I would have done so were it not for my stepbrothers. They urged me to grant our allies the sun's might, that his radiance might deliver them unto victory. Though I must tolerate the presence of this feral Dothrali dog, as first among my brothers, I could do no less than accept the challenge. My deed will become the stuff of legends. Hey, maybe you will find your girlfriend somewhere on the travels. You never know. Oh my god, there's so many people. Hey, Sansan. And Gaidalon, and okay, let's start here. I can't lie to you, Melicity. I wasn't entirely for this whole thing when Sansan spoke to me, but if it means being your brother in arms, then who am I to petty frog? I hope you can make amazing songs. I shouldn't be so hard on him, I suppose. This bard unit is quite impressive, really. Yes, one must give credit where credit is due, rather uncouth for one to do otherwise after all. And then we have Samson, also from the Bard quest line. Her prowess has finally been recognized by the Order of the Twin Adders. Naturally, Gaidalot is here, helping us. Whilst his ability as a bard is unmatched, I do worry about his judgment. However, you need not. I shall be keeping a close eye on him, I promise. You go babysit. Hey, Aru. In case you were wondering, Eschiva will be staying behind to defend the 12th with my sister. He was of the opinion that she would make a useful addition to our contingent, and was eager to make good on her vows to accompany me as well, which was flattering, but ultimately it was decided that her skill would be better put to use keeping our homeland safe. I am of course obligated to share with her every detail when I return. Well, of course. I did not expect to see the other former Azure Dragoon here, of all places. As he well knows, I'm not one for verbose greetings. We shall instead let our lances do the talking once we are on the battlefield. Then we'll see if the other has been diligent in his training. You are both so stiff. We've been part of a joint military operation like this before, and with far greater numbers. But for some reason, this feels very different to our previous experiences. That's because we know everybody here. Everybody here. It's so nice. Despite having shared little more than introductions, there is already a palpable sense of camaraderie. I mean, these are all of my friends. This is extraordinary. To be in such company, the finest our allies have to offer. With comrades such as these, we're bound to succeed. I'm certain of it. We're gonna die. I was half expecting to find the man who taught me red magic amongst our numbers, but he's nowhere to be seen. I suppose he had his share of unpleasant experiences with the Empire, but so have you all. Perhaps there's some other reason. Maybe I haven't progressed his quest line quite so far, so I don't know what happens in it. Blessed are we to have made countless steadfast allies over our journey's course. Indeed, we are joined today by many new acquaintances, who in time shall we come to call our comrades, and mayhap friends. I've close ties with the scouts of the Eastern Alliance and the various resisting groups, and they're an absolute joy to work with. Hey, Elbrick. I trust Estinian is proving himself a useful addition to your band, though I'm here today in my capacity as a Temple Knight. I look forward to seeing the other former Azure Dragoon in action once more. Just walk over and talk to him. Why are you both like this? Shinro said, I did this as a red maze and he wasn't here for me either. I guess he does have something else to do at this point in the story. Okay, that makes sense. Please, Stephanie. If it isn't Malicity, it's thanks in no small part to you that the manufacturer's future is looking brighter than ever. My friend, I am pleased to report that I and a handful of my colleagues have been selected to join the contingent. Oh, is Joy coming? Ere the expedition has ended, even the Temple Knights will be singing our machinist's praises, once they have borne the witness to not only our mechanical proficiency, but our combat prowess too, of course. Hey, Emmanuel. Well, well, if I had known what a social gathering this would turn out to be, I would have dressed for the occasion. Still, this seems the perfect opportunity to mingle with the other guests. Would I be correct in assuming those ladies over yonder are Serena and Sadu of the Steppe? Perhaps I should introduce myself. I don't much like the look of that fellow with the enormous axe. For the love of God, do not go talk to Sadu. She will skin you. You are just... No. It will not end well. Hey, Maxima. I cast my lot with the Populares to bridge the divide between Garlemald and her territories. That all may be united in common cause, but we were disparaged as heretical elements, dissenters looking to destabilize the empire from within. Many friends and even my parents perished in unfortunate accidents. I too would surely have met the same fate had I not defected. Nevertheless, I still dream of equality and peace for us all. As the world itself stands on the brink of collapse, I hold out hope that one day that dream will become reality. Lucia? I've led troops into battle many times, but never a unit with such diverse range of talents. While I've been briefed on the capabilities, I expect you could provide additional insight into the strengths and weaknesses. I would appreciate any advice you may have. I personally know most of them, so yes. Oh, can I not talk to the brothers? I can talk to Kokobuki over there. I don't remember which ones these are. They're all Coco something. Hey. I'm so glad I found you. I for your letter from Master Hammond. Let's read it together, shall we? Why isn't he here? Now, let's see here. I have every confidence that your fist shall bring the Telforoi to their knees. And should you espy any beautiful maidens thereabout, perhaps sing them my praises. Charming, master. Well, more fool for me to thinking the letter would contain something actually inspiring. Let us just, forget this note existed and focus on the battle ahead. It seems so long ago we were sailing across the Ruby Sea and charging about the Asim Steppe with Serena and the others. I would say we're overdue for another adventure. It brings back memories to see so many familiar faces. We've been through so much together. Good times and not so good. I expect Garlemald will mostly be the latter, but I would like to believe we look back on those days more fondly in years to come. But for that to happen, we'll have to make it out of this alive. Don't you die on me, aye? Don't plan to. I'm so excited, like I'm meeting all my favorite people just in one place. This is too much. Often as father told me of the struggle faced by Alamica in the days of the occupation, and I too have crossed swords with the Empire on many occasions. Though Garlemald has long been our bitter enemy, Her Grace has elected to bolster the Ilsbard contingent with members of the Immortal Flames. As the representative of the Sultanate, we are one in our commitment to the cause. Hey, Kogabuki. We came as quickly as we could. We would follow your example and devastate the Tolforoi with the full extent of our power. Worry not for your brothers. Boosie. We will return soon enough. I mean, Boosie could have been good with all his alchemical stuff. Hey, Brunbar. I'm here representing the Marauders Guild, and it's my job to keep the smiths out of harm's way. Mind you, with the hammers of theirs, they can put up a fair fight themselves. With a bit of luck, this will be over and done before you know it. Maybe when this is all over, you could pay the ex-master a visit. He still tells all the new recruits about the time he killed Kujata and avenged the boy's parents. I remember it like it was yesterday. That was such a good starting story. It's not any of the main job people. Until the Empire fell, Garlean were the only ones we were allowed to impose tariffs upon at the sea. Weren't easy picking, but I made myself a pretty gill. Since they've been so generous to me and mine, perhaps it's time I returned the favor and gave a little something back. And finally, Alka-Solka. Greetings, Melicity. Time has come for our marines to show our valor upon the battlefield. All who see us will know of our name and quake before our might. To victory, come hells or high water. Whew. That's so many people to talk to in one go. Besides the delegate assembled here, the Amalja and several other tribes offered to send troops of their own. Unfortunately, due to their physiology, many would struggle simply to survive in the harsh climate of Ilsbard. They would also likely prove a tempting target for abduction by the Telforoi. All things considered, they can better aid the cause by bolstering our defense in Eorzea, though their eagerness to do more has been noted. The few shall have to suffice. Ere we embark, we must distribute the warding scale to our comrade. Here to do the honors. Happily so. Warding scales from the Asgardian delegation, I take it? Yep. These enchanted talismans, or should that be talisman, would probably require considerably less time and effort to produce if the alchemists of the great work were not so preoccupied with making them look pretty. True, they are all very nice looking. Many thanks. These talismans may prove to be the deciding factor in the battle to come. I find myself conflicted by this foray into Garlemald, sent by the Empire to infiltrate Isgard, only to throw in my lot with those whose secrets I was supposed to be stealing. And now I lead a mission to save the countrymen I betrayed. But that is doubtless why I was chosen by Lord Emmerich. He would have me put my extensive knowledge and former ties to good use. I will not disappoint him. For the future of Isgard, Garlemald, and the world at large, I will lead us to victory. That's a set of warding scales to spy. Not that I would know what they would look like. Yeah. But there they are. Wow, look at these. Even a layman like me can tell they're bursting with ether. All the better to fend off the tempering waves. Is that right then? Anyway, these will give us one less thing to worry about. which just leaves the other mountains of whatever else is waiting for us in Garlemald. Only one way to find out, eh? And nervous or not, I would march through all 7 hells if it gave me the chance to put Xenos back in the grave where he belongs. Yeah, that would be nice. Sigurd, I got the stuff for Limsa. I hear you got something for us? Fancy talisman, please wear them. This is not for loot, it's for wearing. Them scales everyone been talking about. Pretty little things, ain't they? I reckon they'll be worth a kill or 2 when it's all over, but we'll hold on to them for now. Don't sell them. Please. And one more thing. I know what you're all thinking. Why didn't they send Ainsard instead? Buggers if I know. All the Admiral and Captain Ilfir told me was they needed someone to help safeguard the future. And here I am. Can't say they haven't got a sense of humor. Of course, some of you might be wondering, what good's the pirate on dry land in the middle of the sodding snow of all places? Well, me and my crew do whatever needs doing. So let's set sail, or however saying goes on their ships. Yes. You need this. So, these are the famed warding scales. Enough for me and my men, I see. I myself am especially grateful for this opportunity to visit distant lands. I wish to follow in the footsteps of Master Atoa and learn all there is to learn on the star we call home. Oh, that's a nice callback to the original quest. Indeed, that's the primary reason I volunteered to join the expedition, to journey outside the Twelfswood. Much less enter into Imperial territory is a rare privilege offered to a Patrial. Not that I'm tagging along to see the sights. The Garleans would benefit from my healing magic, as would our comrades should fighting break out. The great work are concentrated on the glam, as is proper in Final Fantasy XIV. What is the great work again? Oh yeah, that's the alchemist. Of course they're focused on the glam. Everything has to look nice. Even the warding scales we have to mass produce. We heard it would be cold in Garlemald, so we came prepared. That's good. Please wear this. Oh, the talismans. We are to keep this close at all times, yes? I will see that no one misplaces theirs. Ah, and before I forget, I have a message from Hien. In distant lands, in time of strife, together stand, together fight. In darkness shines the light of life. I hope I have done his word justice. Though like much of Othard has been plagued by the towers, yet while he could not be here, he was to express his shared conviction. He and Ygiri labor without rest to unite the people, and with their aid, will keep the enemy at bay. And we of the Steppe and the Eastern Alliance will repay their effort by ending this war. Cat is about to ask for a hug. Do you have a warding skill for me too? Yes, of course. Thank you for this, and for going to such incredible length for the sake of my people. Though I have little to offer in return, I would impart some advice, if I may. You have been told by many to wear the Cold of Ilsbard, and I cannot stress enough that is no token warning. I will be distributing special-made warming tinctures, courtesy of the Alchemist Guild, but understand they are no substitute for proper protection. I leave the provision to set protection to your discretion. Now let us proceed to the Alamigan quarter. While you make your final preparation, I will have the pilot ready the airship. They keep on talking like we're going under the South Pole by this point. Hey. Yeah? It's something of a constant refrain that we require warm clothing. My present garb may be lacking, fur color notwithstanding. I saw Abe there. Hello, Abe. Flower petals for you. Concoction to fortify the flesh against wind and cold are commonly sold in the Uldan markets. though they're at dubious provenance and efficiency. It's said, however, that in the recent days, the Alchemist Guild had produced a tincture capable of such feat. Mayhap the achievement of the Thavnarian counterpart did spur them to action, that they will not be put to shame. This coat is quite warm, but I have something rather thicker for occasions like these. There is no telling how long we'll be out in the open, so we can't go starting fires willy-nilly if we want to avoid detection. Are they all gonna change their outfits? If you've anything you still need to take care of, you better see to it now. You're gonna need something warmer. Oh, sorry. Since my revival, I've been lax in expanding my limited wardrobe. Think we have time for a quick trip to the old Charlayan? I recall a rather fetching coat. You were trying to trade me? Thank you. For the dice? I'll need it soon. Thank you. Preparations. I've got my armor and my lance. What more could I need? Something warmer, dude. Hey. You're being very cute. But I can't have you laying on the keyboard. Okay. Let's do this. This is our last chance to make ready before we set forth. You needn't worry about Urianger and I. We still have what we wore in Garlemald before. Estinian claims to be quite warm and toasty beneath his armor, and since he spends a fair bit of time up north recently as well, I've no reason to doubt his words. Most of the others will be borrowing Grand Company stock. The rest of you could do likewise, I suppose, provided you're not overly concerned with style. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats. If only I had time to find something to my liking. Is that cry of a scion in need of a tailor, I hear? Is that... But how? You heard we needed clothes. I have my ways. Oh, yes, indeed. You thought you could sneak off to Ilsbard without telling me? Huh, nothing escapes my notice. She's fucking terrifying. Now, you will wear these garments I made for you whether you like it or not. You never cease to amaze. But why do you need a new outfit as well? Wait, are you coming with us? What? No, of course not, silly. It's all in the name of fashion. Rather, the pursuit of the highest quality fashion. Besides, how can I expect others to wear my creation if I never wore them myself? I like this outfit on her. Ah, I did have one other thing to share. Archimus and Bloomvita had finally returned from assignment in faraway lands. They'll be staying at the Rising Stone for a while to keep an eye on events through Eorzea. Since they'll be running things back at the headquarters, I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Charlayan. Oh, why not? You can keep Kryle company in the Baldestian Annex. Yes, we would love to have you there. And I heard Archimus and Bloomvita did a fine job carrying on in our stead while we were laying comatose. With them in charge of the Rising Stone, we have nothing to worry about. My thoughts exactly. Also, while I'm confident you won't go collapsing again, because a certain someone who shall remain nameless isn't in a position to transport your soul to another world, if anything similarly disastrous were to happen, I will be well positioned to do something about it. I'm glad she's coming with us, and I love her new outfit. Anyway, I got a few things to take care of, and then I'll make my way to Charlene. I really do hope these new clothes are enough to keep you warm in Garlemald. I'm not much, but it's the only thing I can do for you, other than pray for your safe return, which I will, every day. Let's not keep the contingent waiting any longer. Here are your winter woolies, handcrafted by yours truly. She is making us winter clothes. Isn't that the same winter coat I have? Can't be. Looked like it had the same shade. Estinian just walked past her. She's gonna kick him when he next gets. Petru! Hi! Wait, did I get the outfit? Norsi. Aww! Yeah, I can go pink or I can go pastel purple. Is it an upgrade? It's not an upgrade though. How high is it? Oh, it's item level 1. Well. What's this? Oh, this is... Hence the glamour prism dies. You are a genius, my man. That's not what I want to do. If I go like this... I think purple is gonna look better than... So adorable. That does look cool though. Tadru is desperately trying to retain her composure as he prepares to see you off on another perilous journey. I'm told the airship pilot has been sent to meet you. Ah, there he is. Alright, this is where we go our separate ways. Do be careful, won't you? I promise I will. Do I want to dye my hat as well? Hold on. No. I keep it like this. It's an honor to finally meet you. We of the Garland Ironworks will be ferrying you and your contingent across the mountain and into Garlemald. For many of us, it will be something of a homecoming. Our illustrious founder was only our most notable imperial defector. For that reason, the company is committed to the success of this expedition. Our resources are at your disposal, and if there is aught we might do to be of further assistance, please do not hesitate to ask. If you're ready to depart, I will ready the engines. Upon boarding the ship, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Okay. In addition, you will be required to participate in battle. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure everything is good. And do I want to dye my... I cannot dye these pants? Oh, surprising. I look cute. I'm gonna match the others, so that's gonna be nice. Okay. Let's do this! Can't believe we're actually going to Garlemald.
Ilsabard, divided in twain by a vast mountain range. Those who would traverse its jagged peaks face peril at every step. But why go by foot when one can simply fly?
I love that Emmett is our storyteller. He's so sassy. Yeah, that looks cold as fuck.
On the outskirts of the Imperial capital, in the frozen wastes of the Magna Glacius. The winds howl in icy protest, as if to warn against further trespass.
Oh no, he's cold. You should have taken a coat. I like that all of our Scions are actually wearing appropriate outfits. Because I remember in A Realm Reborn when we first went to Coerthas with Alfie in his like cutout thingy, and it was just terrible.
They've sighted a detachment of heavily armed Imperials. Survivors of the Civil War, perhaps.
How is Aru not wearing anything more?
Maxima reports that they're led by Vergilia, legatus of the 3rd Legion, which comprises the bulk of their number. However, they are also joined by several members of the 1st.
From what I recall, the 3rd Legion fought for Nerva in the War of Succession following Varus's death. The 1st, on the other hand, were under the direct command of the Emperor and rejected Nerva's claim to the throne. These legions were enemies.
Indeed. In fact, our sources claim that it was a conflict between them that sparked the Civil War. Yet now, these former foes cooperate to defend a ruined Garlemald from invasion.
I'm guessing they're thoroughly brainwashed.
Then it is all but certain they have been tempered.
So, what's the plan? If me and my crew is out reaving, we charge straight in, no messing about. But that ain't what we're here for.
Quite right. Soldiers or no, they are people of Garlemald, the very ones we have come to aid. Direct confrontation is unavoidable. Nevertheless, we must make every effort to limit casualties on both sides. Rather than kill them, I would remove them from the field.
How so? Savage beatings, disarmament, and imprisonment? Not impossible, but easier said than done in the heat of battle.
Having observed the opposition, I imagine Thancred had something to suggest?
The hood on his outfit is so big.
He did.
I could
he and the other scouts
sleep in
have
there.
Already infiltrated a supply depot some distance beyond the Imperial detachment's current position. Stored within is a stockpile of Magitech armaments, and once we give the signal, Thancred's team will destroy them all. In so doing, we will deprive frontline troops of materiel, and likely force the detachment to send men to investigate.
Divide and conquer. Not a bad idea.
Once the scouts have finished their preparations, we will split into 2 groups. The first will form the vanguard, while the other brings up the rear with our supplies.
I'm really distracted by the hood on
As for the
Urianti's outfit.
Scions, I ask that you lend your assistance where you deem it needed most. I would prefer, however, that you accompany the rearguard and be prepared to join the van at a moment's notice. Kept in reserve as our trump card, so to speak.
Right? I mean, you're the boss in this. I'll just do what you say. And if I get cold, I can just crawl into Urianji's hood and like, take a nap. Meanwhile, at the Imperial Supply Depot. Oh, am I gonna have to play, like, different characters. Are we doing that again? Because I will admit that is not my favorite. Ooh, that looks nice. I like that he didn't change anything.
More specifically, they asked that we destroy the Imperial's toys in as spectacular a fashion as possible.
Ishtola always did have a flair for the dramatic. She's not an easy woman to please, but I shall do my best to satisfy her thirst for fireworks. All right, once more for my peace of mind. Our first objective will be to rig the enemy's magitech with explosives. After we've withdrawn to a safe distance, we'll detonate them remotely. Our second will be to issue a deactivation command to the automated units via the control terminal. If our calculations are correct, this signal should reach those deployed on the front line, giving our friends a much-needed upper hand. The blizzard will help us stay hidden, so let's aim to get in and out before it passes. Trust in the plan, and we should all live to see tomorrow.
In the meantime, I will relay messages back and forth as the situation unfolds. You'll forgive me if I ask again, but are you certain you wish to play the lone wolf?
Wouldn't have it any other way. Call it foolish and reckless if you like, but I'll get the job done. I always do.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck.
I mean, he likes being the cool solo guy. We'll just have to let him do that. I have a feeling I'm gonna play Thancred. Yep. Okay. Can I talk to them? What are my abilities again? Okay, this is my... damage reduction. Hiding. That is... sneak attack? And this is a bomb to confuse people. I don't have any... I don't have any health thing. Assuming there's nothing else you wish to confirm, we may commence the mission as soon as you're ready. Yep. Are you ready?
Keep your wits about you.
Yep.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count.
Oh, I was supposed to go this way. Sneak is not as long-lasting as I thought. Okay. Now to set the explosives. Oh no, that unlocks me.
Must be losing my touch.
Okay, let's take it down. There we go. Can I take down these speedy boys? No.
Must be losing my touch.
Okay. These cannot be taken down. That is annoying. Oh, I don't like that the threat awareness is coming up. That's not good. There is the thing, there's that. We've come prepared? With what? Oh! This is for the guard dog. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to be sneaky. I'm just not good at stealth. Okay, I'm gonna take you out. I just have to worry about the spider thing. Where is the thing to open the door? Oh, I need to hide and send word. Okay. Hiding?
This is Thancred. The explosives are in place.
I like that this is voice acted.
Very good. All is proceeding as planned.
Because often I struggle with managing
Head
to
the
read all
control
the
tower.
text.
It should be to the northwest.
Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
Start by taking you down. No? Oh, is it no farther? I thought it said no farther. I was like, what the hell?
7 hells.
Oh, shoot. Shoot! No, that's the sneak. That's not... I know they're becoming aware of my intrusions. That's because I'm bad at stealth. No! Okay. For a second there, I thought that thing was about to join us. I kinda need to go here. Go like so? No! Be in trouble in a second. I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble in a second. Die. Die. Please die. Hide. Was unpleasantly close. Through here. Okay. There's the control terminal. Oh. Okay. Where to next? Where am I trying to go? Out? Oh, they're out. Hello. managed to do it without raising the alarm, which is good.
You are returned, and none the worse for wear, to my considerable relief.
You know, it was bad, but it worked.
They stand at the ready.
Excellent. Then let the fireworks begin.
A few moments later, at the rear of the Ilsbard contingency, a contingent supply caravan. We should be there, I think. Yeah, there we are.
The blizzard's beginning to clear.
It's not good.
The Vanguard should be engaging the Imperials any moment now, if they haven't already.
The blizzard gives us really good cover.
And the others are with them, so I'm sure they'll be all right. But
what's this?
wait! Something's coming!
Oh, this is not good.
Looks like we ain't the only ones who sent out scouts. Keep them away from the carriages! We lose those, and we're as good as dead!
Right. I'm guessing I get to be myself now, right? Yes, I would have been so pissed if I had been Alcé.
Fighters, protect the others!
Somebody made a wah sound. Dude, heal yourself. It's kind of funny that Arun uses my old spell effects, while like the player has completely moved to white magic. Arun is still using more nature-based spells.
A brief respite, but stay alert.
Oh, I'm not supposed to go and help these people?
Keep the carriages safe.
No. Okay. Oh, now I'm supposed to. I went to the first, he didn't. Good point.
What impeccable timing! Friends, the savior of Ishgard is here!
Okay, this Storm Marauder has a terrible voice with a wah sound. But it's perfect with Emmanuel's party, because then he doesn't sound like the craziest person on the team.
A fine display, but the other carriages are still in danger.
No.
Go on ahead. We'll hold the line.
I'm like way ahead of you people.
We're the only ones still struggling.
Yeah, like why are you slacking?
Time we put our backs into it then. I've been itching for a good scrap.
I wish we could stack them all up together for some proper good AoE. I did not expect them to actually physically try to stop it. Right.
You lot alright back there?
Hey, okay. Yeah, like boost up your health a bit.
I'm ready for more.
Hear that?
Is there more?
Get to the front and turn the tide.
Head north and join the vanguard. Aye, aye. If that's what you want me to do, of course. Meanwhile, on the front line. Man, the tower in the background is so ugly. I quite like the design. It just looks evil. It just oozes evil.
Removed from the field was not a euphemism for enthusiastically murder.
They are removed, are they not?
In time. The trouble is, their tempering has made them utterly fearless. Subduing them would be easier if they had the capacity to submit in the first place.
Well, this is the path our young charges would have us walk, and that we all agreed to follow. You knew it would be hard, yet still you pledged your lance, did you not?
That I did.
Actual use of the sleep spell that no one keeps under hotbars? Oh yeah. We do have a sleep spell. I have never used it.
That's Vigilia. Damn it. I need to help the others take her down.
There's no end to them!
Hello!
I was wondering when you'd turn up.
You know, just when things need to get done, that's when I show up.
There's no stopping us now. Come on, let's show them what we're made of.
Okay.
We have them now! Forward!
The supply caravan is safe for the time being. A Tancred team has thrown the enemy into a disarray.
Right! Let them have it!
Go like this. Now it's our turn. I'm trying to see like who I can spot. I can spot out there. It's nice. Oh. Oh, I was standing here healing, not AoEing. Sorry, I was distracted by the enemies and I forgot I still had my finger on shift. Because Medica and and Holy are both on 3. No wonder they weren't taking any damage. Lucia, let me like get you up a bit, honey. There we go.
That's her! Vigilia!
Yes.
Do not fall behind!
Could you be my... Oh no. Was he wondering if... Not like a true healer needs to DPS? Yes. I mean, nobody can accuse me that I wasn't healing. Medica technically is healing. Not a lot of healing, but everybody definitely had good regen on consistently. Not a single regionless person in my group. I was just busy watching Sadu and the other guys. You have footage showing I clearly did not heal. Lies. Slander. Look. I am healing.
Is everyone alright?
Everyone is fine. Oh yay. A lot of ads. Ah, so much shit on the ground. Keep the water machines at bay. Good. She really has a lot of health. I love that Sabi is just so happy that we get extra ads. Like, more shit to murder. As I do, I mean, not Sabi. Oh, she's doing the thing. How do I land Sadu a hand? Oh, by killing these things.
Tremble before the sun.
I love that, like, doing all the cool abilities we saw in the Nadam. Lady, you are crazy, and I love it. Okay. Oh, for a second there I got really worried about the... big rock, sorry. I stayed up way too late last night. I was trying to decorate the house, and then it was 4 AM.
A worthy adversary. Rest, recover, reclaim yourself. Then we will fight again, to the death.
We need to introduce her to Xenos.
That was the last of them.
He was hoping she was running for him.
The day is ours, thanks to your timely arrival. What of the supply caravan?
They're all good. But I'm saying, like, Sadu and Sinos, we just introduce them to one another and then we just ship them off somewhere far away.
Let us take the
Never can be a problem again.
Join our comrades.
Except if they join up and then we're just all gonna die.
Arrive at the capital.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad the tower at least is a very good beacon to show us where the capital is.
So cold and unforgiving. Thus spoke Emperor Solus as he gazed upon his barren domain.
So said you. When you looked across your barren domain, you mean?
800 years it had been since the Garleans first set foot here. Bested by the Kavosi after centuries of war and driven from fertile southern pastures into the blasted northern wastes. In that garden of desolation, they clung to one another for warmth, freezing, hungry, desperate, hated. The chosen forsaken. In the year 1513 of the 6th Astral Era, a young legatus named Solus single-handedly sparked the Magitech Revolution. How did he conceive the machina that feed on ceruleum? Once a common, soft-spoken soldier, how had he so quickly ascended through the ranks? Like so many others, those who knew the truth are gone. Taking in the capital with his eyes for the first time, I recall thinking to myself, far colder on the earth than in the heavens. Yes, far colder indeed. Bitterly so.
Here we are.
Not so much as a whisper.
The roads leading beyond the city walls would have been used less in recent years. Nevertheless, this was one of the most important gateways into the capital.
A buzz day and night with activity, aye. Merchants passing through the checkpoint, many of them stopping at the local hostelries.
Surely they cannot all have been tempered.
We can consider the question after we have made camp. If we spend any longer outside, we may well freeze to death where we stand. The tempered Imperials, too.
This will be our temporary base of operations. Secure shelter for ourselves and the injured, and dispatch scouts to survey the surrounding area.
If we're planning on staying here a while, we ought to give this place a proper name.
Well, the constant sound of ice cracking underfoot makes me think of broken glass. An apt name, perhaps. But enough of this. To work, everyone.
Did we just name the outpost Broken Glass? Camp Broken Glass. I vote Lucia never gets to name anything ever again. That's a terrible name. That is one wicked looking meteorite. Holy shit. Oh, hey, Abe. Hey, you got the same hat as me. Oh, wait. I have... I can throw snowballs. I haven't used that for a long time. I can't see your emote, no. Oh, you were shivering. Why is it not showing your emote, though? I've seen other people use the shiver emote. Oh! There we go. Aww. You okay? Yeah, that looks very, very cold. That's the emote Emmanuel was doing before. By the way, on that note, I'm gonna have like 2 minutes, like maybe a 2-minute break at most, and get myself a drink, so I will be right back. Oh yeah, he needs another snowball. I'll throw one at him when I come back, if he isn't gone. There we go. Maybe I should turn my headphones the right way around. My audio is just jumping in and out. So it's probably jumping in and out for you too, right? Like the background music keeps on going away. Our comrades certainly haven't wasted any time establishing a base of operation. Because I think I have your audio linked to my headphones. So I'm curious if yours is also cutting out. Shouldn't be long before we have a half-decent camp with so many helping hands. I was concerned the snow might hinder our progress, but our Isgardian friends are used to working in conditions like these. In spite of the obstacles, this audio issue is driving me nuts. It's hard to tell. Yeah, the game music is very quiet. In fact, there's no game music at the moment. I don't know why. Still, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. As soon as the camp has been made, fit for purpose, we are to discuss a course to action with Lucia. Would you mind asking Istola and Graha to join us in that building to the northeast of the camp? Alice and I will meet you there. It is currently... Oh, there came the background music again. I hope the audio issue sorts itself out. If not, we might have to end up stopping early just because the audio is driving me up the wall. Istola! A meeting, yes. I'll make my way over once my head has cleared. In truth, I've been feeling out of sorts since we arrived. The air is thick with a palpable aura of malevolence. It's the monstrous tower on the horizon, jagged, hideous, unholy. Even at this distance, its presence is overwhelming. Much like the sensation I felt in the Tower of Thought, only far more terrifying. Ether flows unceasingly toward it, converging into a swirling mass of unfathomable power. For a blessing, the constant chill in the air is helping to anchor my senses in the here and now. Tell the others I shall be with you in a few moments. It's fine, Graha. Quest. You will be pleased to know most of the Tempered have been quartered inside the nearby building and are receiving treatment as we speak. I do, however, feel no small amount of guilt for commandeering civilian homes. The occupants may be long gone, but everything is exactly as they left it. Considering the length of time that has clearly passed since, one would expect to find them ransacked. Strangely, there's no sign of anything having been stolen. It's possible that everyone fled at the first sign of trouble, though it seems to me they left far too many useful possessions behind. Although there is no conclusive evidence, I strongly suspect they were tempered. Sorry, I was merely thinking aloud. You mentioned a meeting? I will make my way there. You're gonna have to send me it on Discord, Abe, because in the chat, I just get the question mark. which is what all the quests are called before I pick them up. Oh, there's everyone. Vergilia is in our care, along with the rest of the Tempered. Glory to Garlemald, glory to Garlemald. They still whisper in their sleep, even as they writhe in pain. At the end of the trail should be the last quest today. Okay. Rauban taught me a lot about military strategy during exercise in the fringes. Coordinating units with wildly different capabilities. Surveying and securing hostile terrain. That sort of thing. Now I have the chance to put his teaching into practice. We asked the Ironworks member and some of our other comrades to stay with the airship. In the event we are discovered, we must be ready to move them swiftly to a safe location. This is all that remains of Laterum. Homes become empty husks. If this is the state of the outlying villages, I dread to think what has become of the capital. Hell's bells, this place is bloody freezing. Rather be tied to the topmast in a storm than suffer this cold any longer. Anyone who can spare a swig of rum, that would sort me right out. Oh, you poor man. The Tempered soldiers are sleeping soundly while they undergo treatment. There are too many to attend to at once, but I and the other healers will see to all eventually. I'm so glad we got the porksies and everything. Thank you for informing the others of our meeting. When everyone is here, we will begin.
Our present situation is as follows. Efforts to aid the people of Garlemald have begun in earnest. Moreover, having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within our reach.
But before we proceed further, we must learn what has befallen this city, for therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telophoroy's designs.
I have a suggestion, if I may. Several of the Imperial soldiers we captured on the Magna Glaciers are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine. Once we have cured them of their tempering, they should be able to give a reliable account of the events leading to the capital's downfall.
That would be handy.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers in their ministrations. Of course, I will require a porksy of my own, assuming you can spare one.
Would you like a hand?
No, I am sure we will manage. Better that you take my place in the field. The noxious ether of this place disagrees with me, and as I shall need to draw on my own for the treatment, 'twill be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
This talk of curing the Tempered is all well and good, but I reckon the cold is a more pressing concern. All the houses round here are fitted with ceruleum heaters that could keep us warm and toasty. Problem is the machines seem to have given up the ghost, and if we keep sitting around, freezing our asses off, we'll be next.
So we need ceruleum?
My smiths reckon that with the right parts, they can have them working again, but it won't be easy.
Understood. The machinist will assist them in the repairs.
The rest of us should either stand watch or survey the area.
We've made our presence known to the Telophoroi. They will be searching for us, if they have not already ascertained our position. That we have seen no sign of them since the battle suggests they have yet to do so. However, I suspect they may be biding their time.
Or perhaps we are beneath their notice.
In any event, we'll find no answers standing around here. Urianger, Estinian and myself have visited Garlemald recently. so we'll lead the reconnaissance efforts. Perhaps bolstered by a few Bosnian and Dalmatian scouts from my previous excursion for good measure.
Don't forget about us Alamegans. We have experienced scouts of our own.
Well now, this is turning out to be a rather sizable team. With such numbers, we should be able to cover a wide area with relative ease, including that surrounding the Imperial Palace.
Okay, so we should get a lot
How
of
about
good
you,
info.
Brian? I have a feeling we'll find a use or two for that vanishing spell of yours.
Don't take me though, I'm terrible at
It would be
stealth.
my honor to be of service, though I doubt that you of all people need rely on my tricks.
You know, it depends if I'm actually playing Thancred or not.
That leaves us with guard duty.
I can do guard duty.
As a matter of fact, I have something else in mind for the two of you and Alphino. Between here and the center of the capital lies the Eblan Rhine. I would have you search the area for survivors. Your keen sense of direction, honed in your extensive travels, should prove useful in navigating the ice fields.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are looking at me going like, yes. Keen sense of direction. If they're survivors, we'll surely find them.
I have faith that you will, and look forward to greeting you on your safe return.
Thank you. I'm never coming back. I'm gonna get lost out in the ice
You all
fields.
have your duties. Let us make haste. May the Fury bless and keep you.
Okay. Is the audio too low for you guys? I can raise it up. Oh, Manilane. There is this odd perception that the Asgardians have lived their whole lives in the snow. But it really wasn't that bad before the calamity. And afterwards, well, I was rarely more than something... Hold on, let me... Like, this is... kinda... about as high as I can get it. This dreadful place, on the other hand, is nothing but cold, 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 and it's my understanding that Ilsport has always been this way. Gods, can you imagine? I never thought myself much of an explorer, though I suppose my adventures have taken me to all sorts of strange and distant places. With that in mind, traversing an ice field should be a simple feat. Gods be good, if this is cold with Tatarus clothing, I'd have to think how we fare without it. I must remember to thank her when next we meet. It makes me realize too that while the people of Garlemald have spent their whole life in condition like this, even they've been hard pressed to survive away from the warmth of their homes. If there are any survivors, we must find them, and quickly. Yeah. Cracks in the snow. Mandelane is, as usually, milling about aimlessly. What? Oh, what, Ho-chum? Been given something to do, have you? As it happens, I, too, have been ordered to make myself useful. Sounds like a rather tall order. Since you ask, we're to scour the Eblan Rhine for survivors. What? Wander around the ice field? On the off chance you find someone? It'd take forever to find a job without the benefit of my expertise, or more specifically my telescope. Come, friends, I know just the spot to begin our search. So I'll probably regret this, but we may as well humor him. I mean, what else are we gonna do? Off we go after him. Anything close? Kinda close. Yeah, up there. Yeah, it's important to remember that Isgard wasn't built in as much of a cold as it is in now. Apparently, it was a very green and like pretty place. It's still pretty, but it's very much not green anymore. The few buildings I can see don't appear to be residents. They may still warrant investigation, though. I'm surprised by how many wild beasts there are roaming about the place. Perhaps now that the soldiers have gone, they're free to wander and forage as they please. Please tell me you found something. Every time they use the Hildebrand music, I'm just like, something weird is afoot. I spy with my little telescope a massive sheep thing. Or maybe it's a cow. Not what we're after either way. Is that an ether current? Ah, no, just a wind sprite. Other than that, it's all snow, snow, snow. But lo, what do I see on your hillock? On yonder hillock? There's no mistaking it. That's a girl. Of course he would find a girl. If there's a female anywhere in the area, he will find them. Survivor, show me. Over there, behind the tree. It looks like she's running away from something, though surely not us. He wouldn't even know we're here unless she had a telescope like mine. All I can tell you is that she's wearing a pale green dress. A rather fetching one at that. She's gonna freeze to death if she's just wearing a dress. We'll be long gone by the time we get anywhere near, but we should be able to follow her footprints. Sure. I'll let Lucia know where you're heading. Oh, and take these Wormington tinctures with you. Oh yeah, I think that's a good idea to warm her up. Poor girl must be chilled to the bone, if not on the verge of freezing to death. That actually is very thoughtful, thank you. But won't you need some for yourself? No, I'll be fine. As a man of chivalry, my honor demands I do no less. And lest we forget, the very reason we're here is to protect those in need. Now, go on, Godspeed. He's gonna need rescuing when we come back, because he's gonna be freezing to death. You sure you're okay? Why are you still here? If you dally any longer, you'll miss your chance to play the hero. I don't play the hero. I am the hero. By the things I do, not the things I pretend to do. He's such a silly person. You went this way. Looks like potentially a child. Trail of fresh footprints lead east. Or a here. Be a here. There. That's Alice and Alfino. Puppy's having dried fish. Cat immediately is like, hello. I see you. These footprints appear to be the same as those you saw previously, and they lead towards the building. Hey, the two of you. We're getting close, I'm sure of it. At first we thought she had gone inside the building, but the door doesn't look to have been opened in some time. She might be nearby, so we'll keep looking around here. Then again, it's also possible that she ran right past this place. Would you mind searching up ahead? According to the label here, this place was used by those involved with extracting ceruleum. Don't we need that for, like, heating? So that might be a good thing. Too big. Hold on. So this is dried fish. That's what it looks like. It's quite yummy. It's a very common thing to eat here in Iceland. Katla really likes it. The issue is she's missing some teeth, so it has to be made smaller for her. Oh, there she is. The girl in the green dress anxiously surveys her surrounding. Were you to call out to her from a distance, it might attract wild beasts to your location. It would be safer to get close first, but you must do so without drawing her attention. Oh, it's another stealth. So Cat's gonna be super happy right now because she has dried fish. Okay, the objective will end in failure if you noticed. Okay. There she is. Let's hide here. Yeah, if you ever travel to Iceland, you need to try out dry fish. It's so good. Especially if you eat it with just plain butter. It's a very popular Icelandic thing. I don't have any more. Back she goes to see if hubby Nobody's here. Must be imagining thing. How is he walking around in that dress without dying from cold? Okay. If I make it behind. Oh, the sounds of these beasts is just the worst. Those beasts spot me, then I'm done for. Don't worry, I'll actively protect you if they do. I'm guessing she's going up to the houses up there. Got to keep going, they're all depending on me, so there is more people. Like the sounds of these animals. Oh no! No, no, no! Oh, for fuck's sake. I was behind the pillar. Oh, this is not a fun type of quest. I'm pretty sure I was also almost there. Can I skip the quest? Please offer me to skip the quest. I don't like this kind of follow stuff. Nope. Yeah. Forget Horror Friday, we need Stealthy Friday. We will never finish a stealth game. Like, we'll start one and we'll play it forever. stuck in the first level. I mean, I'm very good at playing Hitman, which is a stealth game. I never leave any witnesses. Mostly because everybody's dead. But not a single witness. Can't report me if there's nobody left to report. Disgusting thing. I've been really happy while playing through like the general all of Final Fantasy because they haven't really had much of annoying escort quests and stuff like this. And stuff like that. This quest is shit. Do a mission like this a few times in Endwalker. No. The reception was fairly divisive, says Shinru. It was likely they'll dial back on that in the future. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Like, the concept is neat, but they need to refine it. Or put checkpoint. There's no way she's not gonna notice this. Okay. Good. So I need to get past the pillar. They tried it. Wasn't that great, but added something new. I mean, I'm glad they keep on experimenting. It's not a quest design I like. I would very much like to not have to do this. But I do appreciate they're trying to do something new. They're experimenting with quest designs and such. How far? Okay. There we go. Hello. Please never force me to do this again. Yo, still in one piece. Hey ho. We were so close to finishing the first time around. Who are you? Stay back. This house is packed with explosives. Take another step and I'll blow this place sky high. Whoa. Please, we just want to talk. I'm Alphino. This is my sister Alice, and our good friend Melicity. We have no intention of hurting or taking anything from you or anyone else. I give you my word. We and our comrades have come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. Aid? You savages are the ones responsible for all of this. You did this to us. Nope. We didn't, I promise you. One of the other reasons we came was to find out what happened here, in fact. The Telforoi are the ones to blame. They're the ones who lay waste to Garlemald, and they won't stop until they destroy the entire world. They're the enemy. Our enemy. On our way, we encountered Imperial soldiers who had been made their thralls. Those poor souls are now in our care, and we're striving to cure them of their affliction. You're the first person we meet who wasn't already enslaved. How were you able to escape the Telfroid's influence? Are there any others like you? I'm sorry, I don't mean to overwhelm you. Let's start with introduction. Can you tell me your name? My name is Licinia. As far as how I managed to stay sane, I've been asking myself the same question. Ever since that night and the terrible roar, And the screams. I was screaming too, I think. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Then came the silence. Everything was still. It was like waking up from a nightmare. I thought that maybe the fighting had stopped, so I stepped outside. If your hells are real, I saw one that day. I ran past friends, people I'd known all my life, eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were mad and violent. I saw them struggle with the soldiers, but I didn't stay to watch. I fled as far as my leg could take me. Do you have family here? Is this their home? No, this is Victor Spoils, a mansion for retired soldiers. Or it was, but now me and few others are borrowing it. As for the explosives, I was making that up. I just wanted to keep everyone else safe, and I didn't know if you were... The truth is, our supplies are running low. You said you're here to help, can you? Of course, whatever assistance we can provide, we will. Thank you. I better tell the others first, though. Wait here. This is everyone. Licinia says you can be trusted, but these are desperate times. We would be fools to let foreign troops into our home. Having said that, were you to provide us with means of heating the place as a sign of goodwill, perhaps we could take you at your word? If that is too much to ask, then leave us be. Time to put my firewood gathering skill to use. Could you provide the spark with a little magic, Alisaie? He really does rely on the fact that he learned how to gather firewood from Estinian. We'll have fire burning in no time. May we build it under the gazebo? The what? Oh, you mean the bower? Yes, do as you will. I'm unsure about her. Something just a little bit off. I don't know what it means. How the mighty are fallen. Licinia, in her turmoil, is the right plain on her face. I'm sorry, I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all that happened. Now that you're here, though, I'm hoping things might change for the better. You know, I worked up quite a sweat from all that running about, so I leave space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they're in far worse state than me. We were planning to look for somewhere warmer or with more food, but they're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health, which I don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? Yes? Why must I speak to Alfino about that? I can heal them. But, sure. Interesting music. That looks like a radio. What I need most is decent meal. We have food back at the camp, but there's the distance to consider. All's well, with food in my belly and a song in my heart. I can feel my fingers again. I can treat their frostbite and their wounds, but it will take time for the fire to do its work. Now would be a good occasion to make use of Emmanuel's tinctures, the ones that can warm the body from the inside out. Would you make sure everyone gets one? Yeah. That is a great idea. Start with you. The numbness is beginning to subside, though I suspect once the fire dies, it will return with vengeance. You want this? Being gift from the notorious unreliable Emmanuel Lane, it is highly doubtful this concoction will have the intended effect. If only there were willing and, more importantly, unwitting volunteers on whom to test it. That sounds shady. Drink this. Warming tincture? I've never heard of such a thing. No harm in trying. But tell me, have you heard aught of the city? Though calling it that seems absurd after what happened. It's nothing but ruins now. The few people still standing offer no more than meager protection from wind and snow. Food production, water purification, the magitech that sustained us has come to a grinding halt. What machina that remains operational cannot be run for lack of ceruleum. Of course, ceruleum engines is full of the stuff for all the good it does to us. No one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. Ah, well, yes, never better. Have this. Just trust me. Oh, what sweet libation is this? Is it poison by any chance? No. That was a joke. If I laugh, it's so that I may not weep. So say the poet, and alas, my tears would freeze on my cheek ere they fell. We are the blessed damned to bear witness to the fall of the great empire, while our brethren lie dead or live on as puppets of flesh. First came the war, then came the roar. When morning came, Garlemald was no more. In a cacophony of gunfire, explosions and screams was our beloved capital razed to the ground. From the rubble rose the dishevelled remnant, their lavish finery caked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly toward the palace, each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering perhaps to the architecture of our destruction. A hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. But I knew better than to plead with the horde. I fled with my health, if not my conscience preserved. Now I wait with my fellow cowards for our final judgment. You like some? What do you want? I want you to drink this. I promise it's good. A tincture. May as well drink it, I suppose. This is a radio. You don't have them where you come from. I take it. We use them to listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. Oh, we got leaf pearls. There's a different type, but this model is by far the most popular. Made with quality component, crafted with the finest ore, sourced from Locus Ammonius it is. Not at all useful since the capital fell in ruin. The people at the broadcasting station must have either fled or ended up like all the others, because all we've been hearing is the same music being played over and over again. Home beyond the horizon, an ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our ancestral homeland of Locus Ammonius. We may have founded an empire in the frozen wastes, but we always hope to take back what once was ours. It's a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardship, better days will surely come. That's a very depressing song to have stuck on loop when everything has gone to hell. Despite everything, I believe that Emperor Varys yet lives, and that he speaks to us through our radios. It was a cunning strategy, faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself that he may one day make his triumphant return. Though, if an Asian would dress up as the Emperor, I mean, people would probably happily accept it. Yes, I'm sure of it. Emperor Varys would not be defeated so easily. I have bad news for you, buddy. He's very fucking dead. But, I mean, right now they need hope, even if it's a bit off. What's that? A warming tincture, so you don't get cold. So, this is what you gave the others. Thank you, I'll save it for later. Actually, I have a few things to ask you. Sure. Are you part of the group staying at Laterum? Yes. I saw Legatus Vergilia's troop heading towards the Magna Glacia a few days ago. Are they the ones you encountered? Yes. Camp Broken Glass, you call it? And Vergilia and her men are all there now? So how did you reach the Magna Glaciers? Did you cross the mountains on foot? No. Airship. Airship? Then there might be a way to... Licinia, where is everyone? There's another person? Is something the matter? Who's in there? A voice from inside, you say? You must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. Perhaps baby Almasty has found his way into the house. It wouldn't be the first time. Without the soldiers to scare them off, wild animals have been roaming closer to the settlements. Some have been known to attack people too. I've just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat alligators, then surely a few beasts should impose a threat. There's somebody in there. If you have a mind to continue helping us, perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake. There's a small group of tappers living there. People whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do, from what we can tell. I've already tried asking if they would share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. They want food in exchange. Lots of food. And that's something we don't have and can't get on our own. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. If the offer still stands, that is. Oh, and I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might be another way to pay the tappers. I can hunt animals. You better watch out for those baby Almasties while we're away. You know, make sure they're all good. Yes, of course. If I see any, I'll be sure to shoo them away. Finding the entrance can be a bit tricky, too, so it's easy to just look for someone standing guard outside. However you decide to head there, please be careful. I accidentally skipped the dialogue. I'm not sure what else the tapers might need besides provisions, though I dare say that a capable fighter like yourself can offer them other forms of compensation. Culling dangerous beasts, that sort of thing. There's definitely something off about this. But I'll go off and deal with it. That's no biggie. But yeah, definitely something off about this. While we're at it, I am gonna activate the actions for my free company. I see. I'm gonna have to go buy actions when I'm done streaming. That does explain why we only have one action active at this moment. I'm guessing the hole in the mountain is where we're going. Oh, hey! Air current! Let's grab this. Okay, burly tapper. Hello. Who goes there? How did you find us? I am here to make trade. What do you mean I stand out like a sore thumb? If the purebloods over at Victor Spoil haven't given away our location, you never have found us. Those stuck of our souls. Thought they could come waltzing in here demanding ceruleum with nothing to offer in return. Looks like the boot's on the other foot now, the capital's gone to shite. So, they resorted to sending you to negotiate. I know your game, Sellsworth. If the thing will give in to intimidation. Got another thing coming. Dudes. I was not trying to intimidate. I literally came to barter. So aggressive. I could have, hunted for you. You wanted food, so why not just, Could have brought some food. Could probably have cooked it too. Am I dead yet? No, I don't want to kill you guys. But he did blink out of existence. That is concerning. Stop, please. Consider me intimidated. I'm not trying to intimidate you. Why are you like this? I mean, you do look pretty threatening with that red panda on your head. Ah, there you are. Just after you left, Visenia asked me to go and catch up with you, in case you needed a hand. Someone must have slipped that I have a little experience in transporting barrels of ceruleum. So this is Taperstan. Well then, after you. Yeah, this negotiation really did not start off well. Please don't attack us. Were you? What happened to the guards? They were stupid. Eorzeans and rebels here to save the people of Garlemald. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why in the hells would you pass up this chance to put those Imperial bastards to the sword? Let me guess, none of you are Garleans? You were brought here from other lands? Yeah, you're from Boshan, right? Girabania, Yangxia, Boshan, Dalmasca, to name but a few. Some dragged here against their will, others fed bollocks about a better life, all put to work extracting ceruleum. All giving the esteemed title of An, placing us firmly on the bottom rung of the ladder. But the old hierarchy means nothing in the new Garlemald, says we. About the only thing that escaped more or less unscathed is ceruleum in Gens, still sustaining us with our paymaster out of the picture. We hear you're experts in drawing up ceruleum from the bottom of the lake. But how can you do that if it's frozen over? What do you like to know? Trade secret, I'm afraid. At any rate, it's not as if ceruleum is used for much these days. What with the city in ruin, we take enough to power our heaters and save the surplus for later. And though it helps stave off the cold, it does sort all about our hunger unless we can trade it away. Speaking of which, be sure to tell your contingent we've got ceruleum. Buy the barrelful. If they're interested, we'll exchange it for whatever provisions they'll be willing to spare. We can certainly ask, but if you're all free to go now, why carry on living here? Free to go? Go where? Even if you manage to get back to our homelands, there's been nothing left for us thanks to the Empire. And the knowledge and skill we acquire working here would be practically useless outside of Garlemald. So we're staying here for the time being. As long as there's need for ceruleum, we'll find a way to get by, even if Garlemald, as we know it, is gone for good. They can make something new. Gone for good. If you're wondering why we would post guards outside, it's because we had trouble with other refugees. And I don't mean the ones that Victor spoils. Some of them come bearing weapons and won't take no for an answer. As for the two guards you met on the way, I'll tell them what we've discussed once they've recovered from the beating you gave them. Come to think of it, maybe we should ask your contingent to send some bandages and healing ball. Yeah. Regardless of what the Ilspark contingent does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be a cause for celebration, while others, their whole way of life will have been turned upside down. After all of the atrocities... Oh, oops. And I suppose there'll be plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see about getting some ceruleum. Yes. And I will get... At the end of the trail... Hey, do I finish this quest or do I stop right now? I'm gonna talk to, like, random NPCs while you answer me. How the bloody hells did you find us here? And who are you? Finish it. Noted. Allard? Come here from across the ice field, did you? Then we better hope you weren't followed by any of those cray soldiers. Overdone for. Tell me about yourself. Like the others here, I took living in the caves to get away from the chaos in the city. These days I scrape by on what I can find or by trading ceruleum with the other survivors. Thing is, most of us shouldn't even be here in the first place. We was dragged to Garlemald against our will from the provinces and forced to do hard labor. Then, when everyone else lost their mind, we took our chance and scarpered. Much as I hate to admit it, the skill we learned from extracting and processing ceruleum for the Garleans are what kept us alive out here. One thing for certain, though, we can't carry on like this forever. What kind of place is this? You've seen what happens to the capital, haven't you? We came here to get away from all of that. And this is the safest place we could find. We've come to calling it Tapper's Den, because we survived by extracting, or tapping as we call it, the ceruleum from the lake. We either burn it to stay warm or trade it for goods with other refugees. I mean, it's good. They have important skills to have. It's good they can use them. Derek is amenable to making a deal. So you come seeking ceruleum, have you? Yep. What? Those purebloods up at Victor Spoil sent you? To turn to their enemies for help? They must be more desperate than I thought. Then again, Licinia's got a little sister to think about. Ah... That's the one who's inside. A sister? But we only saw Licinia and 3 men. It's possible she died from whatever was ailing her. If she needed treatment, I doubt there'd be any way to get it around here. I may have refused Licinia at first, thinking she'd come back with something to exchange. But I can spare them a bottle worth of ceruleum. Consider it a reward for introducing me to the rest of your contingent. Be sure to send them our way, you hear? Yeah. We'll happily do so. I can't for the life of me think why Licinia would keep her sister a secret from us. I mean, she doesn't trust us. That would make sense then. But we can ask about that after we deliver the ceruleum. Come on, let's hurry back. That does though explain why she didn't drink the tincture we gave her. She probably gave it to her sister. I wish we had an aetheryte up here. But no, we just have to run it. Actually, now I feel bad for Katla here. She looks like she's cold. And when she looks cold, then we dress her up for cold. We see. Where is my Highland Barding? There we go. That is the wrong hat, though. Yeah, this is a Christmas hat, which is not what I was going for. This is one of my, like, favorite Barding. But it just doesn't fit every area. It's mostly if you're in a cold area for an extended time. And then it's so cute. So now I have a good excuse to use it for a bit. because I'm questing in the coldest place on planet, it seems. Hello, LSA. Where is everybody gone? This isn't right. It's too quiet. I would have thought Alfina would still be treating them by the fire, but they're nowhere to be seen. We left Alfie alone. Did they attack him? I look inside the house while you search outside. They can't have gone far. Oh, this does not bode well. Radio is gone too. Oh! Oh! Hello? Why are you all back here? Oh, damn it all. Guys, did you attack him? They asked me to help carry supplies, but when I followed them back here, they attacked me. Caught me off guard, forced me to defend myself. I fear they fared rather worse than me. Can't fool us. We know what you're about. Vultures, that's what you are. Waiting in the wings for us to show weakness. Then in you swoop. Here to help, but rot. All ploy to make us lower our guard. Let you in. Put ourselves at your mercy. Put us in chains, steal our land, get your revenge. Oh, they think we're gonna do what they've done to us. You're wrong. That's not what any of us want. Save the arguments for later. We got a bigger problem. I found empty medicine bottles and a bed that's still warm. It's true, Licinia was hiding her sick sister inside the house. Oh shit. But now there's no sign of either of them, so she's trudging through the snow with her sick sister. Where are they? Where did they go? Away from you and yours. And if you think I'll tell you, you're a fool. I'd never give up my people. I'm trying to help them, you idiot. Her sister is ill. The empty bottles prove it. So the medicine ran out, or she put it in her pocket to make it easier to carry. Or to avoid the sound of clinking glass. There are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? To protect them from you. You invade our homeland, tainted with the same... Here we go. You invade our homeland, tainted with the same sorcery used to slay our countrymen. A guardian should sooner die than suffer the insult. Better for them to flee, keep their purity intact, than to be corrupted by your wild magic. We were waiting for the chance to free them, since the moment you arrived. This is getting us nowhere. I cannot say how Licinia and her sister will react when we find them, but find them we must. Go on without me, both of you. I first need to tend to my injuries and theirs. I will join you in a search after. All right, be careful. We'll do our best to find them quickly. There's only one path out there, so that is where we'll start. Yeah. I will follow as soon as I can, after I've given them some basic treatment. I'll take the men inside the house and use a light sleeping enchantment to help them rest, and ensure that they don't cause any more trouble. I'm sorry, but this is something I must do. Rob us of our land, rob us of our pride. No, I'll not allow it. Better to die free than live in a servitude and shame. The girls say the same. It's kind of interesting. They fear facing the same fate. well, everyone who has been invaded by Garlemald is faced. Hey, Mr. Crow! As usually, you show up just around the end of Final Fantasy. We're on the final quest of the day. We are looking for a pair of sisters. One of them is apparently very ill. 2 sets of fresh footprints. Young women, judging by the size. This is definitely them. Come on. But how are you doing, Mr. Crow? Yeah, it happens with the earlier streaming on Sundays. It is a shame. Also that I'm trying to avoid going into the ridiculously long 7-hour streams that I was doing this summer. Because I need to have some energy on Mondays. They really walked far. The trail stops at the frozen lake. Perhaps they choose this route so as not to leave footprints? I can't think of any other reason. Look at this place. It's crawling with beasts, and I can only imagine how hard it must be for her ailing sister to cross the ice. We could really do with Alvaro's help, but we can't afford to wait for him. Let's split up and look for clues. Oh, you're surrounded by the 2 doggies. Give them some lovely pets from me. So lucky. Her babies are the best. Don't you agree, Katla? Yeah. Empty bottle. The empty bottle smells faintly of alcohol. The thin coating of dirt indicates it has been there for some time and is unlikely to have connection to Licinia or her sister. Okay, the bottle was not it. This is a large area to search. Okay, that's a Sprite or something. Today is your last day with them? Aww. Oh, fresh blood. That is bad. That is bad. The blood staining the snow appears to be fresh. Judging by the amount, the victim may have been severely wounded. The trail of blood leads southwards. Yeah, this is really bad. Somebody's laying there. Oh, Sinia. Oh, and her sister. Please don't be dead. The 2 bodies are already cold. Poor things. Oh, the radio. Oh, there's Alfie.
Blood trail. We found one. They were attacked. No.
Did they take their own life?
Why? Why wouldn't they?
Just, they found a place.
Safer to brave the wilds than trust in our magic. We should have... I should have... We can't leave them like this. We have to take them home.
Yeah.
What if we're only making it worse?
Maybe we don't belong here, but neither do they. Not out here in the wind and the cold.
At least
I
they'll
heard the
be
story
together.
about Varus's voice from beyond the grave. Of course, I didn't believe it, but Licinia and her sister did. Perhaps there is something to the tale after all. I want to understand. So I'm going to borrow this for a while, if that's all right. You had every reason not to trust us. We came as trespassers, invaders. But I pray that in time, we will be more than that to you. That we will find a way to help your loved ones. And see that no more children are left to freeze alone in the snow.
That is one really sad ending to a stream. There must have been something we could have done. But what? Should we have never come here? Would they still be alive if we hadn't? Oof. Well, that is the end for today. Yeah, that's what Sally wanted too. No children left to freeze in the snow. I'm glad we buried them. That we didn't just leave them out there to be eaten by something. This way, at least, we can give them like a little bit of respect in the end. And share they stay together. But this sucks. This is sad. I'm gonna jump over the chat. One thing I think is really interesting is the music, the radio, like the music that we keep on hearing is a very horror game-ish. Like, it's disturbing. It's pretty, but it's very disturbing. It gives me like goosebumps. What are my first impressions of Garlemald? Sad. It's a very cold, sad place, but I would have loved to see it when it wasn't in ruins. It must have looked really amazing with all the magic tech actually working. It also shows us how much... Yeah, it's Final Fantasy. It sees Blue's eyes in a way. Except this one sounds better. Much better, but it's very sad. It's interesting because now we finally get to see Garlean civilians and their perspective on things. And they seem absolutely terrified of us and our magic. So that's interesting because it shows... You know, they have their own view on history and the things that are happening. So they are understandably like terrified of us because we bring in like horrible evil magic that they don't quite understand because they can't use it and are afraid we're coming to hurt them. So it's gonna be difficult to help the Garlean civilians, but it still has to be done. But I wish we could have got the girls. It's very sad to see them go like this. They seemed very sweet. I am glad we got to see the sister though. Just imagine if someone came to your country and they could create fireballs in their hands, heal people by touching them and summoning giant monsters. Yeah, I would also be very wary of those people and, not very keen on having them visit or trusting them. Like, I understand that completely. Like Emmett said, the victor shall write the story, the loser will be his villain. Yeah. And obviously from their perspective, we are the bad guys, just like from our perspective, Garleans are the bad guys. But it's never that black and white. There is good and bad on both sides. And a lot of the hate is just based on ignorance of the others. Just like with the tribes. I mean, lot of issues come from greed and just not understanding the culture of the other tribes and deciding they are wrong or evil just because, or beast-like just because we don't agree with them. It's sort of the overarching theme of the story. And yet another morally grey from Final Fantasy XIV. This is the most morally grey game you can find. It's everyone has good and bad and through the entire game, I'm always wondering, like, are we the bad guys in this situation? Because often it feels we're coming and just messing up everything. Like, we are definitely not always the good guys. Even though we are, obviously from our perspective, but from others, we are the villains. And if the people of Garlemald believe that we caused like the whole fall of the city and all of that, then no wonder they are terrified of us. What did I think of the Garlemald map music? I quite liked it. It was pleasant. It was just a nice like music to have in the background. The only music that like really struck me was the radio music. That one just had a very distinct, like, spoke to me. But the general music around Garlemald, it feels sad, kind of lost in a way. Yeah, it's somber and depressing. Exactly, like it fits the desolation and the cold atmosphere. It's a sad music. But it fits the place very well. It fades into the background and adds really well to the atmosphere. Like it doesn't overtake things. And then we get the radio song, which is like just that music on steroids. Which is very neat. And it actually feels like almost kind of scary in a way. Which is lovely. I think this is going to be really fun. Cat has decided this is the time to take a bath. Or not. I pointed it out and now she's insulted, going like, no. How about the big reunion? I think having everybody show up like this and be part of this big team, that is a genius storytelling moment, because the more jobs you've done in the game, the more of the other people you know in person. Like recently I was leveling the machinist. So I've been going through a lot of storylines with the machinist, so it was really fun to see them. It is satisfying to see all the people you know coming together. And it feels like it makes it so you aren't always the person going to fix things. The rest of the world is also trying to deal with shit. And it's nice seeing not the hero characters coming with us. Instead, a lot of the hero characters are staying behind, making sure everything is safe and good. And we get to take like a different group and more diverse group. It just felt nice. It was also just a super fun scene to go through, to like get to speak to everybody and like have them acknowledge that they know you. And just it's satisfying, especially because I've done a lot of questing with some of them, like the Bard guys, like Samsam and Kit something. It's been satisfying to see them. And yeah, comic relief in Magnai, Sadu, Manelaine. It's good to have those with us. I think it helps lighten the intensity of the story a bit. And it's also like brings on a little bit in their own stories. So it's fun to see. I'm still hoping that Magnai finds a girlfriend. Poor man, he's so desperate to find somebody. He wants to find his moon, and it's so difficult. Poor guy. He should be grateful that Yistola is not coming with us. Because if he would think he was savage back then, her after going to the first, she will just give him a look and he would wither. Just vanish away. Oh, I hear like a wolf in the background somewhere. That's kind of creepy. I think it's gonna be a nice thing. God, you have like moved your cam, I think. Like way off. Maidenless forever. Yeah, poor guy. But it was very satisfying to see them show up, because they are they are really fun characters. And I'm excited to go a bit more around the camp, see what everybody's doing, and like continue on the story. I am curious what's happening with the radios. The radios definitely got me super intrigued. That they're saying that Emperor Varys is speaking through the radio, which definitely isn't him. It might be Fandaniel doing something shady. And also just that the same kind of creepier song has been on loop. And it's the song that speaks about, from my understanding, their homeland that they lost a long time ago. So that's kind of fitting, because it also fits kind of the concept of what the Asians were kind of trying to do, reclaim their homeland, or their, reality. I don't know, I just feel like it all vibes really well together. So that's been quite pleasant. You happy? Yes, he's happy. I'm gonna go sort out dinner now. And get ready for work tomorrow. I'm gonna see you guys hopefully again on Friday. If you aren't following, please follow so you get notified. That way you won't miss any of my streams. On Friday, we're going to be playing Outlast Whistleblower. It's said to be about 2.5 hours, so it's a fine, 2.5 hours to 4.5 hours. So it's a great horror stream game, like one stream horror. And if you want to make sure you can help vote on games and things we might do in the future, join the Discord. It's a fun Discord. I sometimes ask advice on it. It's also a good place if you follow my YouTube to ask about specific lore, make video recommendations, give ideas for emote for Twitch. That is all a good thing. So, I hope you go do that. But for now, I just hope you have a lovely... Yeah, I need housing advice. My housing decoration is horrifying. It's so bad. I try my best, but it's bad. I think the only nice room, the only nice areas in my house is the one I had another person help me build. And then the area I literally copied from another designer. I just saw like a bathhouse. I was like, I can make this. Everything I try to make on my own just looks hideous. I have no sense of housing style. It's terrible. It's so bad. The workshop is lovely. Oh, thank you. I think I made that one on my own. That one isn't so bad. It's the third, it's the second floor that's just, oof. And the entrance hall might need some work. I'm gonna have to invite your FC member over Ape, so I can like ask them to look at things. Worst case scenario, I'm just gonna have to pay them. Go like, I'll pay you if you decorate my second floor. Oh, you mean the FC workshop, the one that comes fully built? Oh, you bastard. I thought you were talking about the crafting area I made in the basement. My heart. Do you see how badly he treats me? It's terrible. Anyway, thank you for the stream. I am gonna head off. Have a great week, everyone, and I hope you have a lovely day.